and welcome to Yapology 101. This is episode 15. Wow, this is episode 15. We made it. And today I have a very special guest here with you all. Someone who is someone I really admire, whose work I really admire. This is Luke Bellinghausen, who is a also professional yapper, as well as someone who makes some very interesting political science videos on TikTok and, coming soon, YouTube. Luke, introduce yourself.
Hello, thank you so much, MOMOPILL of the MOMOPILL show. Yeah, my name is Luke. I make yap stuff on TikTok, and yeah, I am doing YouTube soon. Hopefully, it's a successful pivot, but the work's getting to me. But I love it. Yeah, I'm a political science student, and that's mostly what I do. And I do some yap stuff on anything I really want to do, like sociology, relationships, that kind of thing. So I'm very happy to be here.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy you are here. I've been watching your videos for, I guess, a while now. I'm pretty bad at keeping up with, hey, what day is it even? But I
Me too. It
really,
feels like I've been watching you for a decade.
literally, it feels like years. I was actually like, I was looking at my old YouTube and I was like, damn, life is different, and it's great. This time I have peers, and it's awesome. It's like my favorite part of this part of my life. But
That's wonderful. Yeah.
right, it's just like I guess it has something to do with the whole, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, you'll get there type of thing, which I for a minute didn't believe in and I gave up, and then you got to believe in it, I guess. I guess that's how it works. Huh, who would have known?
They always say that when they get there, and then you get there too, and you're like, okay, they were right, I
Yeah,
guess.
every single time where I'm like, "Oh,
Mm.
this is just like celebrity propaganda. Oh, wait, this is real."
I hate when I confirm self-help like teachings for myself because I'm just like, okay, like yeah, fuck you, you were right, I
No,
guess. Like,
I
you
I
know,
used to be a big hater of the self-help genre, and then I started making self-help because I realized it helps. It's just the way, and as I was saying this with Ozzy last time, is it's the way that you communicate the self-help. If you want to keep them reliant on you, you're not there for any good intention. You wanna
mm,
enable them to have autonomy over their life and leave and not need you anymore, you know? Like a
absolutely. That's
parent.
why exactly like a parent. Like you want to teach them how to think, not what to think.
Ex Exactly, and that's a big reason why I admire the way that you do your content, because it doesn't feel authoritarian, like it's like it's this refreshing type of content and way of interacting with your audience where there's room for failure. There's room for maybe I'm wrong or maybe the commenters are wrong, but it's okay if someone's wrong, or it's okay if we don't necessarily 100% get there together, because I'm trying to get you there, and if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. But it's not like you have to believe in whatever I'm saying to you right now. And
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
I just think a lot of people, when they approach content creation, they want to be kind of like almost like a god, where they don't want their followers or their viewers to question them or question what they say. And when I do find myself lost in your comment section very often, actually more than my own, um, because the conversation that goes in your comment section is so interesting. Like it's actually thought provoking, and that's something that I think the internet's been missing.
That's such an awesome like representation of myself from like an outside point of view that I respect. That's very sweet. Like that makes me feel really good. I think that like as soon as I started this, it's like almost I'm almost like I don't lack any sort of like authoritative feeling in these fields. Like so much to the point when people say that I'm profound, I'm just like, I guess I don't know. Like I just feel like I'm an idiot who likes to like read a little bit and like really talk about it. Like,
Oh my
um,
god.
but
Yes.
I think maybe that's what's necessary because there's a lot of egos. There's a lot of egos online.
I mean, detaching from your ego as someone on social media, as someone even like me, my goal is to become a household name. Removing ego from that, wow, you
Oh,
have to have a lot of self-awareness. A lot.
mhm.
Um, and I can see that you have tons of self-awareness just in the way you've interacted with me and the way you interact with your platform and the way, you can. It's kind of like one of my friends. I don't know if you follow her. Her name is Eva. She makes feminist content on TikTok. She says that people say she looks like Pink Panthers. I don't agree. I love Pink Panthers, but I think she's like so much more, like, But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
where was I going with that? Where was I going with that? It has something to do with That type of content. Yeah, that type of content. But where was I going with that? She said something that reminded me of
Your
you.
ego down.
The ego. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't remember, but it's okay. But I think it's just really important to maintain your humanity, and I hate the whole, like, stay humble thing. I'm really not a fan of humble this, because I think it's really a mechanism to make people feel bad about themselves, but humility is different. Humility is different. But where was I even going with that?
I love it. It's a perfect conclusion. I think
Yes.
that I think that's a really good point. It's like you humility, I think, is when you are someone that is, confident in what they're saying, but you remain malleable, right? You're like somebody that can handle an outside perspective. Like, there's been plenty of times where I have felt like an idiot after I post something because people make
Yeah.
very decent and charitable takes in my comment section. And I'm like, you know what? Like, who am I to be a hardhead about this? But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to listen to somebody that's like, wishy-washy with their opinions or doesn't seem to, you can't tell that they believe what they're saying. That's also not good either.
No, it's being, I guess, convicted in what you believe, having conviction in what you believe, but also having the humility to understand when you may be wrong and when you may need to learn something new. Like, I think that's a learner's thing. If you're a learner, that's what you want to do, right? Um, and that actually brought me back to what I was talking about, what you just said. About being a thinker, about being a learner, about, like, realizing when you're wrong. One thing about feeling like an idiot, even though people think you're profound, people think you're intellectual, which is something that I've been dealing with a lot, because my whole life I just thought I'm an idiot who likes to think. I'm an idiot who likes to read. I'm an idiot who likes to learn. I'm not, like, fucking a genius. Like, I really never. And then people are like, "Oh my god, you're the philosopher of the 22nd generation," like that, or the 22nd century. That hasn't happened yet. So I'm confused. But flattered, of course, but also to see people respond to me in that way, like I am some sort of Socrates or Confucius or something. It's
Yeah.
very flattering, but I never felt like that my whole life. So I think it's nice to talk to someone who can relate to feeling like a bumbling idiot while other people perceive you as an intellectual.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's an isolating feeling and a unique feeling, but it's one that I wouldn't trade. Like, I'm having an amazing time.
Absolutely, like, I always thought I was dumb because I failed out of STEM, in school. I always failed out of STEM courses. Or, I was really good at English, but, it's only because I'm a girl and girls like reading, girls like writing. It was always that type of bullshit. But I think it was just the school system is not entirely built for everyone. And you could be very smart and not know it because your grades don't reflect that, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I was that way in school. Like, I've never been a particularly good student, and it really gave me this sort of like identity complex because I was like, in here I can tell that I'm somebody that thinks very deeply and critically, and then I'm just like, why do I perform this way?
Right.
Why am I only good at social studies? And it's just like, it creates a conflict in your head. And then like after high school, that is a lot easier. It's a lot easier to mitigate that feeling, and you're just like you're
Oh,
lost with
yeah.
only that you really care to think about.
Because when you're I don't know what the hell I was about to do. Because when you're navigating real life, there's no grade. There's no grade for your intellect unless you're going to college. Of course, then there's a grade, but also college isn't it's not taught in the way to make you feel like a fucking dumbass, at least not a lot. Not good colleges. There are bad colleges, and some of them are very well known, like SCAD. I went to SCAD. That was not a good learning environment.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I only went for 1 or 2 semesters, maybe 1.5, and I dropped out because I could not afford it anymore, and I also was failing. So, I was like, "Okay, so this is not for me, I guess." And the universe promptly got me out of that situation, so I guess I felt bad about it for a while, thinking, "Damn, my future's over. I can't pay for college anymore, like, it's over." But then I realized I can do this shit on my own too. A college degree is so important for, like, learning and certain fields, but for me,
Mhm.
my field, I was like, with the internet, I don't need any sort of qualification and it's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Especially with like, I don't know. There's a rise in like too much anti-intellectualism and too
Yeah.
much anti-college rhetoric, but I think instead of saying that it's useless, we need to shift our mentality of what we think it's used for. I think that, we're all human beings that have exactly one chance to live and one
Yep.
chance to explore our interests. And there is so much value in learning about your interests from professionals. We're looking at this from the view of like, oh, a degree doesn't guarantee you a job anymore. Therefore, a degree is useless. Are you kidding me? I mean, like,
Yeah, it's
are
not
we
useless.
serious? It's not at all. I mean, it's personal enrichment is beautiful. Like,
Yep.
and then the other side of that token is like, absolutely, it is also true that it's not the fast track of getting a job like it is before. And it's wonderful that you have found something that's like motivating you to be like, okay, I actually didn't need that. I felt like this was the end for me, but it's really just a
Right.
beginning, and I'm glad this happened.
No, exactly, but you know what's crazy? Even after being like, "Fuck college, blah, 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 blah," my plan is when I get to a point where I can afford it, I wanna go to college for my own enrichment. I love learning. I'm not I'm not anti-college because I hate intellectualism, and which a lot of people I feel are. I'm more like, "Hey, I love to learn, but I understand that, like, systematically, this was not built up for me. So when I get to the point in the system that I need to be for this to work for me, I would love to do it." So it's just like, I think we need to pivot the conversation from like privileged white kids who decide to drop out because they hate their parents or something, and like people who genuinely feel empowered in the fact that those barriers don't have to be barriers. But another thing is we have to talk about the insane barrier of going to college right now because of the Trump administration, plus the rise of anti-intellectualism. I mean, if we think about it, the poorest of people, the working class in America, cannot go to college anymore because of these new laws of this administration. Because FAFSA is totally fucked. Like, there's so much going wrong, and with the rise of this like anti-college rhetoric, I fear it's not making it any better.
100%. I mean, and then it's like, you see historically it's been a very politically activating for like administrations to attack higher education,
Yeah,
attacking universities and things like this. But what's unique about this administration is that they are attacking before we even get there. I mean, they are dismantling the Department of Education. And it's like, okay, now instead of just attacking like the politics of these higher institutions that do have some kind of authority when it comes to lobbying and things of this nature, you are attacking the very idea of what education is. And that's the big difference, and it's confounding with people that follow him or people that are just chronically on those online spaces of just like, okay, like no longer are you fighting like this institution, you're fighting intelligence. Like, what are
yeah.
we doing?
It's not the institution because I mean, if you think about America as a country for the last however many thousands and hundreds of years, when was the last time that we prioritized education and education was a conservative value? I think never. So it's just interesting how this plays out in America because so if we look at some communist revolutions that have happened in other places in the world, we'll talk about Mao, for instance. Mao Zedong had teachers and professors killed and books were burned and all kinds of things. So it begs the question, whose values are these? You know, what is the is was his purpose just to weaponize younger people because they're easier to influence? And but then again, it's this very fuel that makes people think communism is like inherently a bad thing when you have things it's like how Mao Zedong's mistakes because you can give him some stuff. He did some good stuff, but he made a lot of mistakes. So it's just like, especially online, I've been seeing this whole like it's almost like a pivot or an extinction burst, as they call it, where people are like, wait, communism, maybe not too bad, but I'm scared. That word is
Mhm.
really scary. And I just think, like, I wonder how we mediate this. Like, how do we fix this? How do we, and it's not even like, it's my belief that, yeah, if you liberate the working class, we'll probably have a better society, but that's just me. Um, it's just like, how do you remove yourself from that history of communism, that, like, Red Scare? It seems like it's so deeply intertwined with, the American psyche, when
Mhm.
it's funny because Mao Zedong was doing a lot of things that this administration is doing and a lot, you know what I mean? It's like you are only scared when you hear communism. Capitalism is scarier.
Right,
Scarier.
they'll like exactly. I mean, they act like it's written into communist theory for tens of millions of civilians to die when it's not. But realistically, it kind of is written into capitalist theory for tens of millions of people to die.
Yeah,
Like, it creates a caste system amongst us. Like, there's not this system where it's like, okay, there's politicians and priests and like kings. That's bad in and of itself. But
right.
it's actually just like you could be at a higher caste than me just because of an economic system. And that
Well,
in itself is like, why are we ruling each other? This doesn't make any goddamn sense. And it's all founded on an illusion. And we're all disillusioned. And we all think that, like, and I'll talk to like conservative family members of mine, and they'll try to, like, my uncle will be like,
tell
trying to
me about
explain to
it.
me, like, unions are bad. And I'm like, how could you ever
How
rationalize
are
unions
unions bad? How did this
bad?
system convince the working class that unions are bad?
It's crazy. It's because it's this fear that it's a fear of a loss of capital that you never had. It's a fear that if there is a movement of the people that control the capital being the workers, that they could all decide to stop working. It's like this feeling that, oh, you're gonna lose something, motherfucker. You're the worker in the scenario. You don't have the capital to
You
lose. Like, what are you talking
you have
about?
nothing to lose. The only thing you have
Mhm,
to lose is your life, which will be sped up by capitalism, by the way, so badly, especially in America. I think it's one of the worst places where our lives are cut short because of work.
mhm,
And not just work,
absolutely.
but what the system allows. I don't know. Like, if we even think of my own grandmother, she worked on a farm since she was conscious, smoking cigarettes at 5,
Mm,
working her whole damn life just to have a heart attack, dying alone with no electricity. That's what capitalism provides.
yeah,
So,
100%. And it's like it begets that, like, that is necessary. Suffering
yeah,
is necessary. Like the Great Leap Forward with Mao Zedong, like the suffering of tens of millions wasn't particularly necessary, maybe for the acceleration of it happening within his single lifetime.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, absolutely. But think about how many times we've almost implemented socialism, how many generations
Yep.
have almost implemented more socialism, and that could have come to fruition without the suffering of millions.
I mean, a lot of liberals like to talk about this, for instance, and this is actually I feel like they're almost communist and they don't realize it. This whole thing of like, well, Sweden has like a socialist government or blah, 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 democratic socialist government. It's like, we're getting there, but you guys are stuck on democratic socialist for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, and it's like, that's really great. I think I really like democratic socialists. I do like Mamdani. I appreciate Mamdani. I think he's doing amazing work. And I
Hmm.
think he's acting like a real politician. I think keeping a good relationship with Donald Trump, unfortunately, is helping the people of New York. He's doing what a
Hmm.
politician should do. It's not about theatrics. It's about what can you do for the people. Sometimes you got to do that for the people to make sure that they don't suffer under this administration. And that's why I look up to him, and that's why I think a lot of people online don't really understand what he's doing because they're like, "Well, he's fraternizing with." Yeah, he's a politician. He's doing that
Yeah,
for us. You guys are so
at the
stuck
end of
in
the
this
day,
TikTok mindset.
like when I tell you, like, I have so many leftist mutuals on this app that I've had to like unfollow or like check myself, or I'm just like, I cannot imagine, because it's like and it's sad because it's like they fall under this criticism that like the right and even liberals have under like leftists and socialism, where they're like, oh, it's utopian, it's a fairy tale. I completely disagree. But then they'll say shit like they expect Mamdani to succeed while being like aggressively anti-Trump
Oh
explicitly
my
every day.
god. You
That is a
are
fairy tale.
speaking
Like,
my language.
yeah, like it's ridiculous. This man threatened to remove all federal funding from the state, and you want him to play with that fire? I would
Right.
rather him placate where it's necessary and improve the lives of New Yorkers, which he's doing.
Because, politicians are not celebrities. They're not celebrities. Celebrities, they stand up and they say things. They'll say fuck Trump because guess what? They don't have that type of political fucking power that a politician has, and they don't know how to use it like a politician because they don't have to use it like a politician. I feel like we're treating politicians like celebrities and celebrities like politicians, and it makes no fucking sense. And it pisses me
100.
off because, yes, celebrities should speak up. They were once us. They should speak up 100%. However, can we please have these same standards for our politicians, that they conduct themselves like politicians, that they're doing things for the best interest of the people? And that doesn't necessarily mean saying, Fuck MAGA.
Mhm.
Wow, big mic drop. You know what's a bigger mic drop? Doing something for people. God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, also, to build off of this, I want policy to speak for these people. I don't
Yeah.
want vibes to speak for these people or aesthetics or I can't even to an extent like how a campaign is ran. I want to know what your platform is. I want to read that and I want to make videos explaining what it means. And that's what I want people to know. Like
Mhm.
it does not matter. Um,
Actually,
really.
there's this kid. I don't wanna call him a kid, we're about the same age, but he's been running for mayor in Marietta, Georgia, and he has some great ideas. I'm trying to find him because I reached out to him too because I love what he's doing in Marietta, but god damn it, I'll tell you after. I think his name is Sam Foster. Sam
Okay.
Foster. I would implore you to look into him. He's doing a lot of great campaign work. However, it's not being very received, which is that's disappointing. He's very young. I would love to see him be the mayor of Marietta, Georgia. That's one thing because it's so close to home, of course. But it would just be super sick. I don't know. I'm glad that there are actually because I feel like another thing is a lot of young people are getting into political science so that they can be like, I don't know. It's good to we need some uh Thomas Sankaras. We need that. We need some
Mhm.
we need that. But we have so many revolutionaries and not enough politicians that want a revolution.
Mhm. Absolutely. That's why, like, that's a really good point. I was thinking about this just the other day. Assuming the world survives to an extent, like with what we're going through, which I'm forever an optimist, maybe to a
Me
fault, which I believe
too.
it will. Like, yes, I'm radically optimistic. People get mad at me for this sometimes. I make a lot of like anti-fear mongering posts for this reason because I'm just
Uh,
like, you know, this doesn't help us like uh,
no, it doesn't.
to
I
live.
recently saw a very misinformed video about the draft. So,
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, no, Caroline Levitt makes a stupid offhand remark. That is only the only reason she says this is to agitate, is to instill
yep.
fear, and then you do exactly what they
Yep.
want you to do for clicks. And it's like not only just clicks and views, it's actually making young people more anxious, and it's really sad.
It's really sad, and I wanna touch more on that. Um, I actually appreciate your videos that are anti-fear mongering very, very much. Even my partner, like, we're both young people, addicted to our
Yeah.
phones, relaxing at night by going on the feed. And I have to calm them down and be like, "Can you believe this fear mongering?" And then they're like, "I hate this fucking fear mongering." Because, to be aware of that, a lot of this agitation, a lot of this anxiousness, this anxiety is manufactured. It's manufactured. And if you guys would wake the fuck up and realize it's manufactured, look at any CIA document about, and I hate to be Joe Rogan, but look at any
Yeah.
CIA document about this shit. They have slideshows explaining how they are to manipulate people and split up political factions on the internet. They do this on purpose to make
Yes.
us feel like shit all the time so we're not enabled. If we became optimists, we would want to save the world. If everyone became an optimist.
It's the way. It's the way. Like I will never not be that way. I don't think it's crazy at all. I'll raise your Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. Like
Thank
I
you.
love to think about these kinds of things. Slash S, of course, but anyway, like it it's absurd. It's absurd to me. But also what I was getting at is like with this foundation of optimism and this
Right.
foundation of people in our generation, the younger generation, really waking up to these things, I am confident that we will change
Yes.
dramatically, change things.
Solely
My
upon
goal,
the future.
exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
My goal is to maybe even see if that can happen quicker. You know what I mean? And so that was going back to what you were saying with politicians that need to have the kind of smoke that we do from our couches. They
Yep.
need to have that smoke from their office chairs. Like, absolutely. Like, because it could happen so much quicker.
And I think another thing that a lot of us are neglecting is that revolutionaries before us worked within the system. They weren't
Mm,
just, "Oh,
mm,
the system is so disgusting. I'm going to sit in my room and cry about it all day long." Like, can you
yeah.
please wake up? Other people's lives are at stake. It's not all about you. There are people dying in Sudan. There are people dying in Palestine. There are people dying in Cambodia. There are people dying everywhere right now. And you are so self centered to think, "Oh, I'm going to be a cynical leftist in my bedroom." Fuck you. Get
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
work. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, why aren't you in your room making TikToks?" Well, this is a part of the work, and I am planning many things for my community in the background, so don't worry.
Absolutely. It takes, unfortunately, it takes capital to do that. It takes
Yes,
motion to do
I have
that, and there's
literally
a lot
not
of
I'm struggling right now trying to get the library to I'm begging the librarians to let me host something. I need something
yeah,
free.
exactly. Like, it's terrible. Like, I was gonna join like an on-campus, a communist party
Hell
chapter.
yeah, dude.
Like, uh, there was a for an event, there was like a $50 entry fee, and I was just like, "What is going on? What are we doing?" Like,
$50 shut the front door. Are you lying? There's no way. That's
no.
fucked up.
I'm not lying. It was funny too because they went up to me. They like, I guess they, I don't know. They took one look at me. They're like, this guy will want to hear what we have to say." And they were like, "Do you know what communism is?" And I
Oh,
was like, "No, what is communism?"
church?
And I let them explain it to me for like 8 minutes. It was awesome. And then I was just like, "Okay,
Okay,
nah,
so
I
you
don't know about this."
the communist Jehovah's Witnesses? Okay.
Literally, they were swarming me. It was like a semicircle.
The
I thought they
glasses
tried.
and androgynous haircut are really making us think he's a communist.
Exactly. I almost thought that they were gonna ask me to explain it to them. I was like, y'all are making a lot of questions here.
I would trust you more to explain it. By the way, that was not shade. I really love your glasses and androgynous haircut. It's
Oh,
so
oh, I
fucking
am.
sick.
I'm a comfy man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yeah,
My partner says he also loves it.
thank you so much. That's so sweet. Yay. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing with it anymore, but I like where it's at now. I wish I could
Did
like
you
freeze it.
did you get it professionally done or did it at home? Because it's really good.
Oh, I have it professionally done. I have we have a family barber, and he's the best guy ever, and I will
Oh,
never not go again.
I'm basically the family barber. I've been learning how to cut my own hair, and I recently realized I'm very good at it. So it's like,
Yeah.
not gonna go to beauty school, but honestly, I might just so that I can get hair dye for cheaper in bulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you like the supply stores.
Yes, but that's off topic. But
Yeah, sorry.
I love people who express themselves in their own little way, and I love letting people know that I love their look. Can't help
Well,
it.
thank you. I love your look. You have one of the most unique I've ever seen, and it's awesome and wonderful.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I
Well,
told
the
myself
first pair
I
of
wasn't gonna
you
be
had,
Conan. But what were you saying?
and then you Conan. It's I'm egging it on. It's okay.
You
Like
really
the
are.
first time I saw you had like the something like this. I don't know, with your hair and like the red glasses and the red hair, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. It almost reminded me of the obviously you're far better looking, but the villain from Weapons, like the like
Everyone
Latin.
comments that under my videos. It's given me
Okay.
a complex, honestly. It made me
It was
really depressed for a while.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
No,
No.
no, no, I'm over it because I was like, "Wait, I literally look just like her with this getup. I have blue eyeshadow on, and I have a '50s hairdo with red hair. I shouldn't blame these people for seeing the resemblance in the character. I mean, it's pretty resembly. I know I'm hot, so
Exactly.
why should that bother me? I'm just like
Right,
hot
like, you said
weapons,
anything.
you know?"
Exactly. They're just like you're like, it's like gender bent, but like hot bent. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
and I know
Like,
that
I get
I'm you know, I would never do whatever the hell I didn't watch the movie. It's something about kids. Yeah, I'm so not that, so that's great.
yeah, it was, maybe a hot take. It was not good. I didn't like that
Oh!
movie. It was okay. I don't know, but
I know this
anyway,
is
we're
so
all
unrelated. I do
Hmm.
have to ask one more movie question. How did you feel about Marty Supreme?
Oh, are we gonna disagree? I thought it was pretty good. I thought
I
it was
loved it.
pretty good.
I loved it. I'm
You
not gonna
loved it?
lie.
Okay.
I loved it.
Okay. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Like, I didn't like it would not amongst my favorite Safdie films. I think Uncut Gems was
Right.
better. But it
I've yet to watch
was
it. Need
good.
to watch it.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's an anxiety attack of a movie. But yeah, Marty Spring was good. I mean, I like Timothy Chalamet as an actor. He's awesome. Everybody
Oh,
did really good. Tyler, the creator, was good in it. It was just good.
dude, it was hands down perfect, and I liked Sinners better. I'm gonna be honest, but I would say it was pretty damn up there. And this whole
Mhm.
conversation about it's become very an area of contention, and I understand because honestly, they got sniped that one time. They did get snubbed. They did get snubbed that one time. However, Marty Supreme was fucking awesome. I remember watching it and being like, first of all, one of my things that I really like is when movies accurately depict a certain time period, and Marty
Mhm.
Supreme did that for me, and it really did that for me very well. And as well as I've seen people trying to get power do way worse things than Marty Supreme.
Yeah, people were talking about like people made it like oh, this is a man's movie because it's a man that's doing all these
Well,
bad
I
things and
I
like
related to it
receiving
as
no
a woman.
consequences.
Wonder why that is.
And you
I
do
related
wonder why that is.
Some of us have big dreams. Some of us would die if we didn't reach that dream, you know? It's real. And no, I don't have a baby with you, lady. I have a dream. Sorry. That's why me
And
and my
that
partner have using birth control. That's why we use birth control because we have big dreams.
exactly. Like there's clearly a power dynamic between a man and a woman when it comes to like the woman being pregnant, but
Of
also
course.
it's like it is still changing the destinies of both people. And there's still
Absolutely.
a conversation to be had about how that affects both people.
And especially she was trying to trick him. They were both being
Hmm.
horrible partners to each other. Let's be
Hmm.
nuanced about it. Let's and not even an I defend men, blah 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 blah, but honestly, sometimes things are a little bit too it's like, "Oh, this is so anti-feminist." Like, this is something that really happens.
Hmm.
Happens. It's okay to admit it happens. There are a lot of political and social and economic reasons as to why this happens. It's okay to be aware of it, and it's okay to acknowledge it happens. And also, it's, like, not always a terrible thing, you know? It's not
Right.
always a terrible thing. I feel like a lot of children are better off without their shitty father. I would have never wanted to meet mine if I had the choice.
Yeah, no, and that's a really good point. Like like my relationship with my parents is interesting, and like I have a relationship with my father, but we're not particularly close, and
Right.
being close just wouldn't do anything for me. It just wouldn't. And so it's like right now in
Yeah.
my life. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Family is a
Mm,
contentious issue, and I don't know. For me, I fuck with my siblings. They're kids. I'm never gonna blame them for anything. My parents,
mm,
however, they can go to hell. They can honestly die. Like
boom.
I'm excited for the day I can dance on both of your graves. But
Yeah.
besides that, we had a list of topics, didn't we? You want to get
We did
into
it with
that?
topics. Yes, absolutely. Wow. That was a great
Transition.
sort of starting riff. Absolutely. In transition. Oh, speaking of the first one I've written down is religious trauma. Should we wait?
Oh my goodness. Is it
Uh,
better to just jump into it or
oh,
wait?
we can. Oh, we can absolutely. And then we could do a funny
Yeah,
something funny
we can
afterwards.
get a little funny, a little silly.
Mhm, mhm.
Since I talk a lot about my religious trauma online, I'd like to start with you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I have one question. So
Yes.
you're Egyptian, right?
Yes, Egyptian and American white mixed
And
hybrid.
American Pie mix. Okay, 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 cool, cool, cool. So when I heard you say that, I figured you'd be Christian then, or had a Christian upbringing then, but I was
Everyone
surprised
thinks that.
that that's not the case. Yeah, okay, interesting. But that makes it more interesting because we have different perspectives. Because I had a white, red-blooded American Christian background.
Are you
So
from Texas?
I'm from Texas. I am still in the hometown that I grew up in.
This ain't Texas.
Yeah, that one, the
Oh,
Beyonce
I
land.
will like to say what's my favorite song about Texas.
What's your favorite song about
All my exes live in Texas, and
Texas?
Texas is a place I nearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas, and that's why I reside in Tennessee.
Oh, that was good. You sound just like it. As an authentic Texan, 10 out of 10,
I
I
love
would have to say.
classic country, man. It's a weird relationship with it, but I love it.
I disagree, but that's okay because I respect you. But maybe I've just been around it too much.
Yes,
Um,
it will wear you out.
what will? I like new age stuff. Okay, I'm gonna get out.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna get into this. Start
And
talking
the
about Tyler
trauma.
Children. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know. Like yeah, so I was born Christian, right? And so Christian. Actually, that's actually I just lied to you. I lied to you right off the bat. It's not good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
didn't mean to do that.
okay. It's
I was
okay.
actually Catholic. Um, yeah, so I was like I went to like Catholic school growing up. I went to Sunday school
Ooh.
every single week. I did all of that stuff. And I remember like the first time I remember being at church was just like I remember being really sad. This isn't trauma, but just I couldn't drink the wine at communion, and I'd be like my brother Jackson. I'd be like, bro, he's 10. Why, like he can't have it either. But why are they giving it to him? This is fucked up. That was the first time I knew that religion was a lie because I was like, clearly I'm not equal under the eyes of the Lord right now.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously.
right? Like I'm okay on
Uh,
that. Um, but so my mom, like, I guess, had like our family convert to Christianity, like just like non-denominational, whatever. So then we started going to a Christian church, and I literally the first day at Christian church, they had a like really graphic live action short film of the crucifixion of Jesus. And
Oh,
I'm like single digits age, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Because like the way that they talk about Jesus in the Catholic Church is just like so much less personal, I would say, where it's like he's in this place of like almost higher reverence and like obscurity,
right.
whereas in Christianity he's like your best friend and you're like supposed to feel like you know him personally.
Oh, that's
And
so weird, but so true.
so weird. And yeah, like, and I thought that that was weird. And I was like, these people are talking about how much they love this guy, and we're all just watching him die. And I was like, that was a weird first experience. But
Yeah. My God.
um, yeah. And but one of the first things I remember is that I had a friend. My first best friend was African, and
Yeah,
I forget exactly
represent.
where he immigrated from. Right? Boom, but
Boom.
boom. But he was in fact also actually a Muslim, and so his family was Muslim. And I remember having this like conversation with my dad where he was just like so directly like, yeah, like he's going to hell. And it was just
Oh
like the
my
first time I heard about this idea of like, people not being saved and things like this. And it was like this culmination of my dad also learning more about Christianity and him just being like realizing, oh, okay, like what they tell you is like, Jesus has to, you have to like know Jesus or whatever. Like you have
yeah.
to kiss him on the mouth and be your best friend and go to the
You have to
movies with him. And that's how
let
you
him
get to
fuck you
heaven.
in your ass and nice
Right.
and
Like
tenderly.
you have to gape for the Lord and ask for more if you want to get there. Um, Whereas in Islam, for the most part, it's just having a good character, right?
It's
And so
true.
I was just like, it's just like, why is Nonzo going to hell? He ain't do nothing wrong. This is how I felt for the first time, and that was really the beginning of the end for me. Um, but to fast forward, most of my religious trauma honestly comes from me like rejecting religion before any of my other friends and things like that, and just becoming
I
like,
can relate.
such like yeah, like just such like a pariah where um you're just almost seen as like weak of mind and like weak of faith
Oh my
because
God.
yeah, and it's like when you think as a middle schooler, you're like, wow, I'm realizing that I think harder than all the dudes around me. I'm
Uh-huh.
realizing that I am aspiring to be something different, while they all somehow think I'm some idiot that is like on like blue-haired liberal like social justice sides of the internet, and that's why I'm an atheist now. It's just like, what's
Yeah,
going on?
actually, my partner talks about this a lot with their experience of being socialized as a man and realizing that about themselves so early and just not fucking with it, not fitting in with other dudes type of thing. It's really real. And I think that's something that I want to talk about more on my platform, but I'm also like I'm begging my partner to talk about it and create a platform because they feel so deeply about it. Um, this is just my attempt to try and pressure them. Now it's on camera.
Yeah.
But
Like in the room.
like now
Wink,
now my
wink.
fans will be waiting. Now my viewers will be
Mhm.
waiting. Some are viewers, some are fans, and I don't look at the word fan in like a that like the fact that people have said they're a fan of me, that makes me so happy. And you know what? If that's how you identify for me, then sure, I'll respect that. That makes me feel
That
happy.
works. Yeah.
But the religious thing I wanted to butt in so many times because our religious trauma is really similar, Luke. It's really
Yeah.
similar.
Very
It's
good.
so weird because the way you're saying about character matters so much in Islam. Well, buddy, you would be surprised. Um, yes, it is so about character. Like our whole religion is basically about like being a good person, but the amount of bad people in the religion is so crazy. I mean, there's some really kind people. I've met really kind Muslims more than I've ever met kind Christians. I'm going to be honest. There's a marginal difference. However, some Muslims, as any religion has people who just do good things for brownie points. It's very much this carrot donkey and carrot with a stick type of relationship with the religion where it's like because the five pillars of Islam, one of them is charity, right?
Mhm.
So you'll be like, oh, to get zakat, I have to make sure I get zakat so I can get into heaven. Because the
Mm.
way you are judged in the Islamic afterlife, do you know?
I don't actually know.
So the whole thing goes, everyone who has ever died stays dead until the end of the world.
Okay.
Yeah, we stay dead until the end of the world, and then when the end of the world comes, all of us get Judgment Day. That's Judgment Day is the end of the world. So on Judgment Day, they basically weigh your good and bad deeds on a scale type of thing. And there's
Oh.
7 levels of heaven, and I'm pretty sure 7 heaven of hell, and it's depending you go to which level. So it's almost like capitalistic in nature. It's like
Mhm.
how good were you? You get to go to level 1 of heaven or level 2 of hell. And that's what keeps people in Islam so shackled to it because of that. Oh, there's so many levels to this shit, you know?
Yeah.
Um and it was so scary, but at the same time, I'm going to be real, I figured out the religion was fake when I was 5 years old. As soon as I gained consciousness, I was like, this is fucking bullshit and I don't believe in it. And you know
Mhm.
what's even funnier is like you were talking about the depiction of Christ being killed live action. In Islam, we're not allowed to depict prophets, especially not Prophet
Right.
Muhammad. So you
Mhm.
know what we watch? So these are my two childhood things. A book series about the prophets where every prophet is depicted as a flower, but Prophet Muhammad is depicted as a light. So it's like
Mm.
these flowers walking around. It's like flower Veggie Tales if it was book.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. Like when I was a kid, I thought this is absurdist in nature. Like this is
Mm.
really almost creepy. And also a Canadian show made by Muslim converts and the Muslim community in Canada called Adam's World. I implore you to watch it. It was on VHS. There were like
Okay.
12 episodes. It was about this puppet named Adam from a white convert family or Pakistani. You know how sometimes Pakistanis are albino and ginger? I think
Mhm.
that's what he was supposed to be. So he was like a little puppet. He had a little sister named Anissa. He had his mom. You never saw his mom. You never saw his dad. And then he would go to this guy's house. His name was Esed, which means lion in Arabic. I always had a huge crush on Esed. He was like this kind of chunky Arab guy, and he had this little beard. He was so cute. He was so kind-hearted. He had all the values of Islam right in him, and he was daddy. My goodness, he was Baba. Come on.
It was Baba.
Like, oh my God, I wonder how Assad is doing right now. I love you, Assad. Like, mashallah, you're so you raised me. But basically, Assad was really good at inventions. He created a machine where you can travel to another country and see the Muslim community there. So, like, there were episodes about China where he would take the transliterator machine and he'd put it on, and we learn about Uyghur people in China. So it was a really good show. And they made up all these songs. They were like, I'll sing one for you. Remember, when you see a Muslim, please remember what to say. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam.
Oh, that was
So,
awesome. This sounds so
growing up
much
as a
better than
Muslim, so much better than what?
Veggie Tales. Like, this is awesome. This is so intricate.
It was, and growing up as a Muslim, those values are taught to you. You're taught
Mhm.
about to have humility, to care about other people, spread joy, to spread love, to see your fellow man, to what's good to do in life, not to get blinded by fame. There was this one episode about fame where this Muslim uh, baseball star, he stops fasting during Ramadan because he's a baseball star and he doesn't need to do it anymore. And Adam is like, "Why though? You've lost the way." And there was also an episode about plastic surgery where they made a grandma go into a room and she came out 20 years old, but she was Muslim. And so there were a lot of messages like that and about family, being nice to people, community. And I think those values of Islam made me who I am. But at the same time, like that's what I love about the religion is that that is so heavily taught. And I don't see that in Christianity. Honestly, I don't see it being taught to Christian children. Why is that?
It's so interesting to hear you speak this way about growing up,
Because
under
it's
Islam because it is
yeah,
not that way at all. It really isn't. Like, this idea that you it is the way you're describing it is like its teachings are moralistic and behavioral, and the closeness to God is more implicit.
and how
Whereas,
you treat people. That's
yeah, like
God.
that's so second. I feel that felt so secondary, at least personally, to how the church taught me growing up, where most of the teachings were really founded on this idea of being close to God or Jesus. Like that was paramount. Your relationship to
Right.
God is paramount, and it felt like there were any number of things that I could do to people, any number of different ways I could express how I treat people, and it wouldn't really matter, and I wasn't really guided so
Oh,
long as I felt like I
wow.
had a relationship with Jesus. And this is where this could be splitting hairs a little bit. I don't want to be uncharitable to Christianity, but this idea that all your sins are forgiven is also a little bit dangerous. Like, I would never advocate for any sort of belief system to say that you would be damned to suffering, but at the same time, mercy is not whitewashing your mistakes. Mercy is some kind of lesson, and so it's
Absolutely.
really interesting that you would that's how it is to at least for yourself to grow up
Yeah. I think it was
Muslim. Like,
because my mother was a Muslim convert, so what her experience with Islam was more instead of being pressured to be Muslim culturally, and my dad has none of these values of Islam. When you're raised in the Muslim world, you're not actually taught these values a lot of the time of kindness, of being nice to other people, to
mm,
be honest. Like it's especially when you grow up like my dad in a slum, it's dog eat dog world. It's not possible. So but there's a lot of kindness in the slums. Actually, the community in Mbeba is so beautiful, but at the same time, it's dangerous. It's dog eat dog. So when I look at my mom's upbringing, she became Muslim at 15 because a teacher introduced her to it. She saw the religion for the good things. She learned the good things about the religion that a lot of people in the Middle East or North Africa or, you know, are actually not learning because being a Muslim, it's not ideological, it's cultural there.
mm,
So nobody actually knows what the religion means. We're just forced to memorize surahs in the Quran, like, and not explain what they mean. So that's the problem. I think that's the divide between white converts, like people who made Adam's World, who understand, or like black converts, or like tons of converts from all over the world, Asian converts, there's so many. I think they understand the ideology of Islam on a deeper level than people who grew up with it. And I think this is where the contention for me came from because of the pressure to be culturally Muslim, the
mm,
pressure to pretend I believed in something I didn't, like the pressure to wear hijab. I remember my first memory about hijab was my mom telling me when I was 10 that no, we will not go to the movie theater unless you put a hijab on because you're getting too
mm.
old to not wear one. I'm 10. I'm not
Yeah,
9 or 10. Why should a 9 or I don't even have my period yet. Like, what are you talking about?
shielded from whom at 10 years old? Like,
And then I
it's tough.
pissed her off by coming downstairs purposely in a shirt and a hijab, like a short sleeve shirt. And she yelled at me. She got so mad we didn't go to the movies. But it's just like I think a lot of white converts, what is it called? They fall off the deep end with their love of the culture, where they become oppressive. They become a weird authority and absorb the weird misogynistic rules that we have in the Middle East for women based off of Islam. Because honestly, it's not our culture. If we look at indigenous cultures in Egypt, if you look at indigenous cultures in the Arab world, even in the UAE, they used to worship female gods before Islam. Prophet Muhammad stormed into the Kaaba and destroyed their shrine of their female gods. The gods were called El Manat and El something and El something. They were goddesses of the moon, and the symbol for Islam is now the crescent moon. How
Mm,
curious is that? How curious.
very. I didn't actually even know that. I was always just told that he came in and he destroyed the idols or
That was
whatever,
a
but there's not.
violent maniac after having a
Mm,
spiritual psychosis in a cave for 40 days. And that's supposed to be my guy?
right. That's your guy, and
Yeah.
you like have reverence to even speak his name. You can't depict him and you can't illustrate him, but that's your
Oh,
guy.
and we
It's like, oh,
can't admit that he was married to his first 9-year-old follower. She was the first follower
right.
of Islam because she was a child, you
Yep.
idiots.
Yep. And it's like every critique that you see of Islam, like, is it's tough because in the States, like, people will critique Islam, and but what they critique is what they think cultural Islam is. But
Right.
really it is like religious fundamentals of Islam that they really have, like, find error with. Like, with it's something like you just said, like this first follower being 9 years old. Like, there are very explicit issues that are happening within the text and the religion
I mean,
that as a
I'll
whole.
give
But
you one. I'll give you
yeah.
one. Let's talk about, how the Muslims colonized, um, colonized, um, Africa, and this
Mhm.
spreads far past Egypt and Algeria and Morocco. This spreads to Somalia and Sudan and many other countries. And one practice that was brought from Islam was genital mutilation of young girls. And all my cousins have had that done to them. I'm the only one who didn't because I'm American. I was so lucky. That was my privilege. I'm an American citizen. They can't do that to me. But
Mhm.
what happens is you get taken by your family to a party and then you're held down by like 20 people while they cut off your labia and your clitoris. So, yeah, it's also spread to Africa in the sense of like flattening the chest, which isn't a
Mhm.
thing in Egypt as much as it is in places like Sudan. But it's just like these horribly misogynistic ideals of the religion are not being critiqued heavily enough, you know what's being critiqued though? It's always like, well, Iran used to be so sick in the 70s. Like, yeah, because they're like because they had proximity to the West. Like, what is this? What is this? You guys aren't thinking about it deeply. Oh my God, they had 50s white people hairstyles. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if they were in
Yeah,
their indigenous garb, would that be
right.
backwards?
Their coolness is predicated on Eurocentrism. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like, they could also be cool, like, in isolation, like, their cultural could be
Their culture.
cool, like,
I mean, we see it with Japan, although not a great example. Their culture became so them when they closed
mhm,
themselves off from the world for like 20 years. They completely created their own, actually, like thousands of years, wasn't it?
it
It was
was thousands of
thousands and
years,
thousands.
multiple stages of isolation, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, historically an isolated country.
Exactly. And I know we can veer into nationalistic views as Japan does, but um, I just think growing up Muslim, it's always been about, this is your family, this is your culture that was forced on you. Similarly, how Christianity was forced on, you know, we'll take Black Americans for instance.
Of course.
I'm trying to think of another example, but that's just the most prevalent that I can compare it to in America. Um, even the Spanish Wars or whatever the fuck, the Spanish conquest. We have there's so many examples of this, right? But I feel like nobody really talks about how Muslims did this. Nobody ever wants to talk about how Muslims did this to Africa and West Asia and turned it into the Middle East as well, mind you, when the real Arabs are simply UAE. We got Qatar, Kuwait,
Mhm,
Oman. You guys are Arabs and it's okay. You guys are Muslims. Saudi Arabia is where Islam came from. That's okay. Not everyone has to be what you are, though. And that's what
right.
pisses me off about religious colonization because personally me, I have a gripe with it because Egyptian culture, we have a strong indigenous culture, strong indigenous practices. We have an indigenous language, Coptic, that I was never taught because it was separated by religion. Because a lot of people have this misconception that Coptic Christians are the only ones that are Coptic. That's not
Mhm.
true. All Egyptians are Coptic. We're indigenous. Some of us were forced to become Muslim, and some of us are historically Christian. That's the difference,
The nomenclature would have you think that that's the only sect that exists within the Coptic community. Yeah, like it's
right?
a interesting distinction there. I think that like from a Western perspective too, I think that it's so easy to look at like Islam across the region is like a monolith where it's like a monoculture as if there's not like very distinct differences between the cultures of Northern Africa and the
And
Arabian Peninsula and the
even
Arab world.
Syria and Egypt are
In
so
Syria,
complex,
they
completely
are
different.
so far in one direction,
Mhm.
yet if you ask, like, certain Americans, it's like they describe every country in the Middle East as if they're akin to Syria. It's just
Yeah.
like it's
Or
frustrating, like,
Afghanistan, they love Afghanistan for some reason.
Mhm, mhm, absolutely, and they think everybody's Arab. They think, the racism towards, like, Mamdani specifically was very,
Oh,
very telling. I believe he is, like, ethnically Pakistani, he's from
yeah.
Africa. He is just a Muslim, but he's not Arab, and so it's like, you know, you have to, like, relitigate this with people over and over again where it's like, "Okay, yeah, brown skin actually doesn't always equal the same thing." Like,
And even
what
if
are we
we
doing?
just think about and I don't want all these angry people from India and Pakistan in my comments. I'm sorry guys for speaking on this, but the only reason why you guys are at war is because of a religious difference that one of you didn't even choose. That one of you
Mhm.
didn't even choose. The other of you, yeah, you're Hindu. It's centuries old, but Pakistanis never chose that. They just, you know. So it's just like while at the same time I'm not on the side of India in this conflict, I'm going to be honest, because of the way that they depict Muslim people in their films. I recently watched a Shah Rukh Khan film. In the first 5 minutes, Shah Rukh Khan kills a Muslim woman on the subway for no reason. She's just standing there. She's an innocent bystander, and everyone treats him like a hero.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I love Shah Rukh Khan. That broke my heart.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, I've been hearing about that more recently. I mean, they're pretty in line with like Western imperialist like tendencies in India too. Like they're
The caste system is just one example.
uh-huh. It is just and it's an incredible one where it's so I mean, I think even more so than the like well, I guess the caste system is tied like intertwined with Hinduism, of course, but that's the biggest thing where it's like they're so physically and culturally similar across that border, but somehow through decades of colonization, it's like okay, we're fighting a potentially like it's seen as like the most hot geographic location on Earth for a nuclear war to start, and
Yeah.
it's about a religious difference. It's like, okay.
And that's what pains me because if we bring up what's happening, what Israel's doing to Palestine for the last 60 years, and this is something that I was hip and educated on since I was born. I mean, you grow up in the Middle East, you watch Al Jazeera, you see the martyrs on TV on your local television station. You see the martyrs, you see their faces, you see the babies, you see all of it. So I was very hip to this. And I think because the majority of the Muslim world is Muslim, it's free game. It's free game for everyone.
Mm,
It's like, yes, Muslims colonized, but at the same time, we're also the weakest and less protected religious group in the whole world. So it's a weird thing because sometimes when I critique Islam, I'm like, am I punching down on my people? But my people don't realize. So I give them grace. They don't realize like colonization goes deep, and a lot of things we believe are about ourselves are because of Islam and because of Arab colonization. But at the same time, you got to remember, making it out as Arabs are bad when people still perceive Palestinians as Arabs and not West Asians. That's not a good thing to do. That's not productive. And it's just it's really hard to talk about this online for me
mm,
because there's so much nuance to it and there's so much backlash. Muslims don't want to confront these things. They don't want to deconstruct. A lot of women want to deconstruct actually, and even men. But it's just like one thing about Islam is the consequences of leaving your religion are so bad.
mhm.
I'm scared to talk about this stuff online because I love Egypt. I never want to be banned from my own country. I love my country so much. Like I don't want to say I'd end my life, but I would be very depressed. And even speaking out about this is like, and even saying I'm queer publicly online, like these type of things are making people in the quote unquote Arab world, they're not able to live their lives the way they want to because there's so much political backlash. We have
Mhm.
to live our lives according to politics. And it's just really frustrating. Like you have to choose between culture, which is religion, or you're alone. Like
Yeah.
recently, I had a phone call with my aunt. My brother's in Egypt right now, because they were bombing Qatar, and that's where he lives. Um, but so they evacuated to Egypt, and they're in the slums with my family. What a downgrade! But in my opinion, it's an upgrade. I prefer the slums to any Qatari apartment building or whatever.
Mhm.
But like, so I'm on the phone with her, and she's asking about the fact that I'm married, and she's like, "He's Muslim, right?" And I say no, and she looks at me with the most scared face, like, and all she says is, "That's so weird. Why?" And I'm sitting here with red hair, like, "Bitch, what are you talking about?"
Several questions should precede this.
I,
One of them should also be, "Are you happy?"
am I happy? Yes. Although I am unhappy for one reason is that my connection to my culture is faulted. I
Mm,
I don't get to have that connection as much because, for instance, when I was working at Walmart, a Jordanian couple who just moved to America who were struggling, they had like a little baby. The woman couldn't speak English. She could only speak Arabic. I was the first person in Georgia she spoke Arabic to. And so we became
mm,
friends. She gave me her phone number. She was literally, I'm gonna cry because she reminded me of one of my cousins. She was a young girl, just like coming to America, doesn't know English. Fuck. But we got that close and she'd come to the Walmart and I'd give her discounts on my discount card. And it was really nice. But then her husband told her to stop talking to me because I was too weird. So it's just like that type of thing
yeah.
where I can't even go to the mosque because I don't have fucking eyebrows or whatever. So I hate to cry, but that's the kind of
It's
effects that this has on people. You don't have communities because community is barred by a religion that doesn't accept you. It's just so painful. So I would say I'm not happy on that front, but it does motivate me to create a community of people from North Africa, West Asia, even Arab countries who, want to be themselves. And I've met a lot, like one artist I met, Anaje, who is a trans man who's also Iraqi, I think, or from Iran. And that was
mhm.
beautiful to meet someone else like that. And I like it's a small community, but at least I have that, at least we can have that. We can see each other. We can cook the traditional foods and listen to the music. And like one thing that I'm really happy about Egypt though is they are kind of slowly deconstructing. So Egypt has never been a fully Muslim country. I'm gonna be honest, like we're pretty lax. I mean, we're super Muslim, but we're pretty lax. Like we love to party. We love looking sexy. We love wearing makeup. We love showing off our fashion. I think that's where my style, why I'm so loud with my style is because Egyptians are. And I saw that growing up. And it wasn't necessarily in the weird outcast way, but it was just like glamorous and beautiful. And the constraints of religion didn't stop them. Like my cousin putting earrings on, hoop earrings on, and taking them out the hijab while she was wearing it. And like that was so, so cunty to me.
That is
Um,
really cute.
right. And going to hair salons and seeing these beautiful women's hair that they're eventually going to cover up with a hijab. Like there's so many beautiful things about the culture that have nothing to do with Islam. And I've noticed that a lot of artsy kids in Egypt are like creating flea markets where they sell like cassette tapes. And I'm just happy that's happening in Egypt because I never thought I'd see that. To hear there's a
Yeah.
jazz club, to hear there's like a flea market, like thrift shops.
That's
Wow.
so cool, yeah.
And when I was in Egypt, it was just like I would go to Tahrir Square where they have old bookshops. Tahrir Square is a political epicenter of Cairo, where Tahrir Square on happened. It was a revolution. Anyways, so basically, it's very culturally rich. It's like theaters that were built during the British colonial time that still play movies. You know, bookstores, just really cool coffee shops. It's just fucking awesome. It's like so old and culturally important to me. And some of the greatest minds in Egypt, like the director of Cairo Station, probably sat at the coffee shop or read at the bookstore that I went to when I was in Tahrir Square. And it's just like Egypt is so beautiful, and we have so many amazing artists, and we have so much potential that Islam honestly is not helping us on that front. It's not. But the
Mm,
problem is that our dictator is very anti Muslim Brotherhood. So it's very contentious there because he's Sisi, anti-Muslim Brotherhood. If you say anything about the Muslim Brotherhood, my own uncle was actually exiled to Somaliland 10 years ago. He still lives there. He
mhm,
can't go back. His whole family went back. He can't go back just because he's a part of the Muslim Brotherhood. He's a journalist or reporting on the martyrship of people after revolutions. Because there was the 2011 revolution. There was like so many revolutions in Egypt. So it's just
mhm.
like, I think Islam is a barrier. I think the ideology of Islam could help a lot of people. And my religious trauma just comes from it stealing my culture and dampening it and stealing autonomy from my people.
It's holding it captive, and that's so it has to be so depressing. It's like an overarching authority over, several different cultures, and it's interesting to get, like, a very specific example and, like, represent that you're representing what that's like in Egypt, like, in
Yeah.
particular, and I had really, there's a lot of new information for me. That was, very interesting to hear about, like, it's so it's such a foreign idea to even have, like to, like, be a part of a diaspora community,
Yeah.
as somebody who was just born and raised here, like, and forever, and so, I could listen to that kinda thing all day. It's very interesting for me.
I'm glad that you actually like listening to it. I was like, "Am I
Yeah.
am I trauma dumping right now?"
Well, it's welcome if you are. I mean, hey, I love it. I'm here for that. Yeah, I mean, it makes me, it's interesting, like, it's my religious trauma I have is so much more, like, just, like, confined to my person, I would say. So, it's interesting because, you live in America, like, you can, there's less and less things to
There's
hold
a
on to
semblance, yeah.
about the beauty of America, but it's one of them is that, like, there isn't a sense of that. You
Yeah,
are at the liberty to express a community that you are at your liberty to do so, and so
yeah.
it's
You're at liberty
it's
to
heavy.
do whatever you want with your appearance. I mean, the first 17 years of my life, I couldn't wear a skirt above my knee or I would get arrested.
Yeah.
I remember having to sneak around with my boyfriend. This is what we would do, okay? I would have to wait for him to go to his parents' car and then walk to his parents' car without anyone seeing me. Then once I got in the car, I had to be like this to make sure no one saw me in the car with a boy. And then when we slept over, it had to be a secret because that's illegal and it could have gotten me and my mother arrested. Yeah, the mother and the daughter gets arrested under Islamic law if she's sleeping with a boy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I it's terrible. I mean, it's a religion can be a virus
It's
on
a
this
virus.
planet.
But you know what's funny? Birth control is over the counter over there. I wonder why.
Oh my gosh, if it's a way to commodify women's bodies, then it's gonna be, it's you're gonna be at
Oh,
liberty to
for
do.
prostitution in Qatar? Hmm,
Mhm.
hmm. My own dad participated in it. I found
For
videos on his
normalized
iPad when I was 8.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, him and his friends having fun with a bunch of Filipino prostitutes.
And these are like the patriarchs that are like the biggest like preachers
Mhm.
of what the culture ought to be up to too. So,
Huh?
oh, I mean, it's heavy. Yeah.
Huh? Oh, yeah, he's a professor, by the way.
Like now?
Yeah, he's been for, like,
Oh
30 years.
shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and he's been on Al Jazeera. He's very successful.
Mhm.
Yeah, except when I begged for my teeth to be fixed when I was in middle school, he took me to a designer shirt store, bought, like, $2,000 designer shirts to push it in my face that he wasn't gonna pay for it until I begged him. That's the type of patriarchs we have in Muslim world.
And it's like you think it'd be different when it's your daughter. You would
No,
think that I would like to think if I was a man, I grew up in this world, like having a daughter would change me. Having a daughter would eat at some human
no.
side of me.
My dad's friends, he told me that his friends are mentioned in the Epstein files. He has a couple friends that were mentioned in the Epstein files. That bad. That bad. That bad. That bad. That bad.
It's like bad, bad. It's like it doesn't get worse bad. Like holy
What?
shit.
Oh, I do wanna say, government, I've never wanted to kill myself. Never.
Yeah. Sound
I
of
love
mind.
life. Sound of mind, I've never had a mental illness.
Don't own a weapon. You don't go near ledges.
No, I've never been on a bridge, I've never been on a boat, I've never been on a cruise, I've never been on a balcony, I've never been on a helicopter, I've never been on a private plane, I've never been on a commercial plane,
You stay in a padded room
and I've never been in a
24/7.
car. Definitely not on the
Never,
highway. I've
never.
never lived in DC even though I have.
Mm. You got a
Yeah.
story to tell there. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. It's just it like makes me wonder, like, it's like I've felt like I had, I felt like it's, like, developmentally has, like, really stunted certain parts of me, like, growing up religious, but it has never been something that was, affecting my community or my safety like that, so that's
Yeah. But I
yeah.
understand how I really do resonate and not to feel pity, but when white people do talk about this experience with like Christianity and Catholicism, I feel
Mhm.
them. The religious trauma of that shit is really pervasive and weird.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember, I had my first, this is so random, like, I had my first panic attack when I was a little boy because my dad was like, he basically told me that, like, saying, we were talking about, like, saying the Lord's name in vain, right? And, like, "Oh
Right.
my god," and things like this, and he was telling me the weight of this, and then he was like I remember I was, like, thinking about this, and I'm in the back of the car, and I was like, "Don't say, 'Oh my god,' don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, like, this will be the
Oh my
worst thing," and then
God.
he's, like,
Luke, I
still in the
relate.
front. And then he, like, looked back at me, he's like, "The worst thing you could say is, 'God damn it, don't do that.'" And then, like, I was like that was over for me, it was over for me. Like, I was, like, OCD level, like, hyper fixated on, like, this idea that I would say this, and then I would die, and, like, go
Yeah.
to hell and die, and forever, and, like, I would, like, this lasted probably, like I had, like, this on my conscious for, like, 6 months after this, and it was just,
Jeez.
like it's just like things like this is just like who is this actually ever going to help? And it's like if you wanted to practice something to feel better about your mortality,
Yeah.
there are far more ethical ways to practice that sort of idea, which is something that like in my adulthood I've explored a little bit more because it's like who am I to create a victim out of any sort of belief system that I adopt just to make myself feel better. It's like it shouldn't be on the back of anybody but my own. And so that's
Exactly. Yeah. I really love how you worded that because that's exactly it.
yeah. I mean, it's yeah. It's just it's violent. It's a violent thing that I can't co-sign any longer. But I guess I've been there for like 10 years now. I don't know. I don't know when
Right.
I don't know like, when I would have decided, hey, I'm an atheist. But probably I was a kid.
Same, really same. Because one thing that rang in my head every time I prayed, actually, there was this one episode of Adam's World that totally made me scared, bro. It was like when you're praying, you should only be focusing on God, not your toys, not what you're gonna do after you pray, not candy. And I remember praying and thinking, "Oh my God, I need to think of God. I need to think of God." I would always take my time and do it really slowly. Like this shit really gets in your brain. It makes you think I'm fucked if I don't do this. And the
Like
thing
it's
is, in
gonna ruin
Islam,
your prayer.
you have to pray 5 times a day.
Hmm.
And I remember my grandma, she still does this. She gets up at 4 a.m. Sometimes she stays up all night just to pray at 4 a.m. That's like her routine. Then she sleeps until the next prayer on the floor, on the couch. Sometimes she sleeps on the balcony floor. Like, what is this? What is this religion telling you to do to yourself?
Like you are tweaking actually. Like this is
Yeah,
I don't know what there's not a sophisticated word for this.
tweaking, bro.
You're
Absolutely.
tweaking. You are
I remember
tweaking.
one time my grandma woke me up during Eid to pray Taraweeh. And Taraweeh is a thing you do during Ramadan. It's an extra prayer. It's like 4 hours long. But I think it was actually the morning prayer for Eid or something. Anyways, we're in the slums, right? There's no mosque near us. We have to walk the equivalent of 30 blocks through the slums just to pray on a tarp. We literally got there, the mosque was full. We had to pray on a blue tarp outside of the mosque. What the fuck is that?
And you could be sleeping.
I could have been asleep and then I could have ate a huge feast right after waking up late.
Yeah, like this is like, and then it's just like it's not seen as this is psychosis. I mean, it's what it is. This is like community hysteria if you were really to think about what is happening right now. This is so
Exactly.
far beyond the bounds of any sort of like moral structure because I feel like that's the biggest argument for religion that people that are like, think the atheism is stupid, where it's just like where is the moral, what morality did you learn, what practice did you learn, how did you learn to treat others in this experience you have of just having to wake up in the middle of the night or just far too early and having to do this random bullshit when you just wanted to sleep? I'm not better off for it.
It doesn't make you a noble person. It doesn't make you a more humble person. It doesn't make you a person with humility. It shows that you're kind of brainwashed and you're kind of a sheep and you're kind of dumb, low key. I gotta say it. I don't really think religious people are that smart or that hip on using their brain. Because if
No.
you were, you would realize it was bullshit instantly.
You would, and it's foundationally, it just is to prove that you will behave. And
Yep.
furthermore, when you have millions, billions of people that are proving that they will behave, all of a sudden you can create a political pogrom of violence against maybe another state, against a border, against a disputed region or disputed people. And it's like, yeah, like maybe the entire foundation of why we organized this religion was to just prove that we could make you behave by giving you this fear that when we die, which we all will, you will not receive something that you ought to receive. Like, I'd
Mark.
rather just find that for myself.
No, like, I don't really care if I wake up in hell. This is life. This is life. If I wake up in
Mhm.
hell, so be it. But considering hell was named after a town in Saudi Arabia, I really don't believe in it.
And all these things added in retrospect to these religious texts as well. And it's like, and no matter what kind of afterlife awaits me, undisputedly, life on earth is where your consciousness is built. So I'm
Yep.
going to build my consciousness and my character the way that I see fit, which, by the way, happens to fall in line with treating people well, with ethics, with trying to be moral good.
Which
And
makes
I don't need
you a good
anybody to
fucking
tell me.
person. You don't need a carrot on a stick. I don't understand why these people need a carrot on a stick to treat human beings like human beings.
Why do I need a treat? I mean, like, I'm not treat
Good
centric. I'm
job. You
okay.
did something everyone should do.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
one
my
thing I
God.
don't like about Fuzzy Tube's old prank videos where he would give people money and stuff, and it's just like,
Mhm.
bro, I mean, sure, I'll make a Mr. Beast video, sure, but you have to think about the way you're making the video, man. It can't just be like, look at me, I'm a good guy. No, focus it on the community. Don't even put your face in it. Put their face in it.
Right, that was the OG virtue signaling for sure.
Yeah. And it's just like, I hate when people think you have to live a completely selfless life because that's not the case. And you can get
Mm,
really hurt by doing that. You can get abused, and a lot of people don't have the right intentions for you. However, there's a way to be a good person and have discernment, respecting yourself. Being a good person doesn't mean disrespecting yourself. And I think that's something that religion teaches.
mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why I hate the word humble because I don't believe in that. Why does every religion weaponize the word humble so heavily? Humble, humble, humble. Hate yourself, hate yourself, hate yourself. Hate your body, hate your mind, hate your soul.
It's to keep us in this mental state, like, it makes us like a captive audience to what they tell us because they're telling us constantly that we are a being that ought to be subservient just
Yep.
inherently.
And that we are
It's
sinners.
humility.
We are
Yes.
sinners inherently. We're bad people until we prove
Mhm,
we're good ones.
mhm. I didn't prove to anybody I was a bad person. I didn't do shit, so I don't need
Right.
to be told, and I definitely don't need
And
to believe
th
that.
there's another thing of no human being has never hurt another human being. That is life.
Mhm,
It happens. It happens, and it's just a matter of, like, acknowledging when you've done that to someone and taking the even if they don't forgive you, you have to take that thing in your life, you have to make your life a dedication to being a better person. You have to do better. The way that you get over that fear of your past mistakes, just be a good person. Just
mhm,
try your best not to hurt anybody further. That's and you're never going to 100% guarantee that. We hurt people indirectly without even realizing it. But it's just
mhm,
like policing yourself on this degree is kind of fucking, I'm going to say psychotic.
mhm.
And
I
I
just want you to
think
live.
a lot of people, and I've dealt with this with people in my life, they like to say this thing of like, "Oh, I'm worried that I'm going to hurt people with my words." That doesn't make me think you're a good person because you're worried about hurting people. Show me that show me you're a good person. Don't
Mhm,
treat me like shit. It's funny, the
mhm,
same people who say those things will treat you like shit, will hurt you because of some sort of weird insecurity within them. I've been hearing
right.
this so much recently. Why is everyone like this? I can't stand it. Why is everyone a fake, good, generous, nice person or a friend? Or it's just like, isn't there a human need to care about people? To care about
Yeah,
humanity?
right.
Even if it's the selfish notion that you see yourself in everyone.
Mhm. Yeah, I know, seriously, and it's like what happened to like I don't know, to an extent, like I'm someone that has struggled with a guilty conscience, and it gets to a point where
Me
it's very
too.
bad. But to an extent, I appreciate that about myself because I don't require a trial of my peers to tell
Right.
me
To tell
whether
me.
or not my actions, behaviors are good or bad because I do that for myself constantly. And if I right, like if the lesson in making a mistake is do you apologize? Do you try to make amends? The lesson is your life improves when you apologize. Like
Yeah,
unilaterally, that is just what happens. And the
yeah,
lesson that the negative side of this is if I don't apologize, it weighs on my conscience. That's the
yeah,
lesson. There is something to be gained. There is something to be lost. It doesn't have to be from this primordial creature that's gonna, torture you if you don't do it. It's
yeah.
it's all in here. It's my life is improved or it isn't based off of what I do. And I don't need anybody to see it. I don't need anybody to tell me what it means. I know what it means and I see it.
Oh, that is so refreshing. I keep meeting people who are incredibly refreshing and incredibly smart and self-aware, and I'm just really glad that I am attracting these type of people as my peers. This is so refreshing. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, of course, it's so nice because 'cause I'm just like, I don't like now because I'm still getting used to being in the online space. I've only been doing
Yeah,
this for like
same.
6 months, right? Yeah, so it's hard to like but this is the world now. It's like you are a friend, you are a peer, even
Yeah.
if this is the medium in which we communicate, and it's, like, hard to, like, realize that sometimes, but it's so true, yeah.
Yeah, me and Ozzy were talking about this after our podcast because we talked for like a bit. It's so awesome that I'm able to get people who are guests who actually want to talk to me after. That's nice.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
she uh she was talking about this. Um how she hasn't gotten to know any of her peers in the 2 years she's been online, and she wants to get to know them, and that I inspired her to do that, and I was like, "Hell fucking yeah," because I wanna be that for this online community that's kind of being created right now. I want us to know each other. I want us to be able to go to each other. I want us to be able to have conversations and, like, create some sort of allegiance because when we're also isolated, because of the internet, because of the system, because of the man, the strongest thing we can do is create community, and not even just with our peers, like in our community. I'm trying so hard to get some stuff started in my community. There's so much purpose in community and like community building and interacting with other people instead of like being isolated all the time and being miserable and being so jaded that you can't open up to other people. And that was me for a very long time. And I'm still deconstructing my jadedness when it comes to other human beings. But you know how I counteract this? I'm completely myself off and on camera. I'm completely myself in real life and online. I don't back down my opinions. I am trying to be more confrontational. I'm not, if I show people who I am, it's on them for hurting me.
Mm,
I didn't
mhm.
hide a thing.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. No, I resonate with this so much. Like this has absolutely been like a growth like journey I've been on like for like the past like year as well. And it's beautiful. And it's like you once you become someone that does more seeking than somebody that does more waiting,
Yeah.
it's really quite beneficial. So, and I appreciate like what you're doing with that too. And this is the first time I've ever been like invited on like a, some kind of show or something like that. So it's very, very nice. And I love it so much. And heavy on the acting the same off camera and on. Like for a while I struggled where I would watch my videos and I'd just be like, this is not me. Like, what am I
If you watch
doing?
my
But
old YouTube videos, dude, I was
yeah,
trying to hide my autism so bad that my autism was so obvious. I was like
yeah,
doing dude, I was like looking at the camera like this, like, and doing this and like thinking I was being professional.
right. You're like, this is typical. I look
I
neurotypical. This
am,
is fine.
hey,
You're like
fellow human beings.
literal lizard human, by the way. No, like that's what I felt too. I just felt like I looked so uncomfortable in early videos I made, and now I just
Yeah.
kind of shit stuff out, and I'm just like, okay, this is me.
Yeah, like becoming comfortable with actually being authentic online because I think they teach us that we have to have a brand and we have to have an image and we
Mhm.
have to be who we want to be. But like, what if I love myself? What if I
Yeah,
love myself? I am who I want to be. And I'm gonna
100%.
become the future me that I've always wanted to be, but it's still me.
No, 100%. Like, you don't need to be, the medium for the content you make. Like, you aren't the
Right.
medium, you are the content. Like, MOMOPILL is who you are as someone online, and it's not like a character or something to be commodified. It is just you, and that's exactly how I wanna be as well. Like, I just
And you
like
are that. I can see that in your
yeah,
videos. Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that. It's absolutely what I go for. Like,
There's like
I
life
don't
behind your eyes. That's how you can tell.
right? That I could talk for so long about how, like, I don't wanna sound conceited or anything, but I
Right.
haven't been doing this very long, and I have, like, kinda soared past in terms of follower counts a lot of my contemporaries that do, like, political
Same.
content and
Me
stuff, and
too.
exactly,
High
it's
five.
a cool feeling, and but high five, right? And then
Mhm.
it gets you wondering, I wonder what it is, and unequivocally, it is the personality. It
It's
is
the
being yourself.
indescribable star power that comes from your authenticity, as they said in The Office, how Toby has that. I don't know if you've seen this episode where Kevin, the fat guy, Kevin Malone,
Mhm,
and then you have Toby and you have what's his name, Daryl, and they're trying to get him to buy Girl Scout cookies from both of them because he's fat, right? But
mhm.
he gets them to sing "Hello, My Darling," the frog song, and
Yeah.
then Toby does it with no charm, and he says, "I don't know. Toby just has this indescribable charm that every star has." And it made me laugh so hard, but I'm using this in such a genuine way. Like you have a light within you, and I do too. And I think that's what shines through. It's like not this very dogmatic, although some people think I'm an authoritarian for them. I don't know why, but
Right.
it's not dogmatic. It's not like there's no bad intention here. And I'm just so happy that this shift is happening where people who are making content are real people instead of like manufactured.
It feels like early YouTube.
It feels like early YouTube, and it's because
Early
the age of
YouTube.
Aquarius started, like, 2 years ago, and it's
Yeah.
finally seeping into real life instead of just the cosmos, and I'm so happy.
It's great. Like I follow so many accounts because I know that this is the type of video they make and that's what I'm interested in and it's not personal. And like there's a place for
Right.
that, of course. But when I was a kid and growing up, it's like I don't remember the type of videos that like PewDiePie made per se. I remember PewDiePie. I remember loving that. I don't remember
Exactly.
every Filthy Frank video. I remember Filthy Frank.
Right.
So that's what I want to feel too. But I also think that somebody like you and I, it's really cool to be able to have your cake and eat it too. Like where
Yay.
people will DM me, and it's especially comforting from men because I think that other men could potentially learn a lot from me. They'll DM me and be like so appreciative of things I talk about and be like, this really made me open up. This made me think. This made me XYZ. I really appreciate what you do. And I'm just like, whoa, that's so crazy. Like,
That's really awesome because one
yeah,
thing that I want there to be more creators that are speaking for men, that are trying to help and guide men. That's why I want my partner to start. That's why I appreciate your content because you and this ties into the manosphere idea that you were
yeah.
talking about. What a perfect transition.
Boom.
Literally. Look at
Mhm.
what is this?
Look at
Like,
us.
look at us.
Look at us.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow, that's 2 for 2.
That's 2 for 2. Wait until we get what is it called? A bucket? I don't know much basketball.
A
A
a
bucket?
triple a bucket, a triple
A
yeah,
beat?
bucket. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Water.
Water, that shit was green. You could say that too.
That yeah, it's that was green. Dead
Yeah.
ass though. I've been using dead ass since when I moved to America, I moved to
Badass.
DC first, and they taught me dead ass, and now I can't stop saying it.
I was scared to say dead ass at first because I didn't know if they were saying dad ass or dead ass, and I didn't wanna embarrass
That is
myself, and it
so funny.
stayed
Dead
that way for months.
ass.
Dad ass, I was like, "Who why are we talking about dad ass?"
And then before we talk about the manosphere, I remember when I moved to Tennessee after DC, and I kept saying dead ass, and everyone was like making fun of me. I remember one of the teachers came in and she was like, Gila, your mom's picking you up. You have an appointment. And I said, dead ass. And everyone just turned to me and was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Who are you? I never used to talk in the Tennessee school because they were all horrible. So I just kept to myself. But I
And then you
just thought
dropped
that
that
was
ass.
so funny. They were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
That is so funny.
Dead ass. No, but I was such a DC girl. It was ingrained. DMV, DC, Virginia, Maryland, Virginia. Shout out
Mm.
DMV.
Shout out East Coast.
I love the East Coast. It's forever my home. I don't care. Georgia's always on my mind. New York's always on my mind.
Mm.
Tennessee. Fuck, I love the East Coast. Anyways. I love the East Coast. It's my favorite place in this whole country. Like, I would love to go to the West. I have a lot of
Mhm.
friends there. We got OZ. We got shout out to Nana, who I talked to for like 7 hours today.
Well, hell
Not for
yeah.
real. It was only like a couple, but shout out to all the West Coast people. Honestly, people from the Bay, especially, are super, super cool. But there's a
Very
charm
cool.
about the East Coast that is irreplaceable. I mean, think about New York City rap versus West Coast rap. And no offense,
Mm. I'm an East
but
Coast rap guy.
I'm an East Coast rap girl. I can't help it.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
California Love is a little too. I don't like it, but I do like the song where he calls Biggie a fat motherfucker. I love that song.
Oh, yeah. Joey Badass is, like, one of my favorite
Yeah,
rappers,
Joey Badass is
mm,
bass, dude. You're so bass.
always. Yeah, bro, and, like, oh my god, like, I've watched, like, so many, like, documentaries on, like, him and Capital Steez and, like, oh, it's so, uh,
And
good time.
this is why you're a communist. This is why you're a socialist.
I mean we're all wearing berets. I mean,
I
it's a
mean,
party.
literally me when I mean, if you just watch like a Brandy music video from the 90s, one thing before we talk about manosphere, I hate how Gen Z misunderstands 90s fashion. It's not over the top. It's actually very regular people clothes. And when you add all these accessories on, it doesn't look authentic. It just doesn't. Sorry. Like watch Brandy, I got down. I want to be down. She's wearing the most fuck ass fit, but she looks tough as hell. She looks so good. I
Yeah.
wanna be down. And she's wearing
90s
that
was,
fuck
like,
ass hat.
colorful and simple and
Yeah. That's why
wear
my whole clothing is just like I buy so much old dead people clothes because they're cheap, but also because I love the 20th century. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up in when I was at my grandma's house in Tennessee. I always grew up watching my mom's 80s cartoons. My grandma would cook 80s meals. Like I was stuck in the 80s for my whole childhood, basically. Like
mm,
I had not been hip until like 2010 when I got hip. But the 80s and the 90s matter so much to me because that's my family. I see my family when I think of the 80s and the 90s. So when I see people misrepresenting the fashions, I get really pissed off. Maybe it's an autistic thing. I love fashion history.
no,
It's
you're like, "That's twin, like, don't do this," like
like you don't understand what type of pants you're supposed to be wearing. Also, you can't wear those shoes. That's not the 90s. Also, you can't, you know, like I'm the type of bitch who sleeps in 80s sleep shirts. Last
yeah,
night, it's literally like a piece of paper mache about to, but I still wear it because I love it.
one gust of wind,
One gust of wind and it's done.
one sleep fart, you're waking up naked, like,
Oh, I'm dead.
it's fire.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
anyways, justice for 20th century fashion styles who have been disgustingly misrepresented on TikTok and the internet.
Someone had to say it.
And, and that's why I almost joined the like vintage community, but a lot of them are really, really racist. So I decided not to.
Why does it always happen? Why are they
Oh,
everywhere?
why does the words vintage values, not vintage fashion, not vintage values? Why does that have to exist?
Oh,
And I
oh,
particularly really like, and this is really bad. One of my very special interests, okay, is
mm,
fashion during, the World War II fashion.
mm. World War II
That
fashion.
era is my one of my favorites. I love I love it, and I love the hair, and I love everything, and it's really weird because I don't love everything else about it, but,
Yeah, that's so
so
interesting. That's cool, actually. That's I've never met somebody that, like, in particular was intrigued by that era of fashion.
I
I'm
love
having trouble.
1930s to 40s. It's the
Mhm,
best. Just so I hate to say elegant. It's so elegant and
mhm,
it's so like I have a plan for a new show, and when I do my new show, I'm going to dress like that type of shit. Like I really want to bring that back, but not in like a weird way.
mhm.
Like,
I'm, like, imagining Rosie the Riveter, that's all I can think of right now, like, I
oh
don't.
yes. But also what's
Mm,
worse is sometimes when I watch movies about it, I think about the ladies, like even the German ones, I'm like, wow, that's really nice hair. They really
mhm.
did her hair really well. Hmm. I feel weird about this.
Oh, it feels a little illegal, but it's fun.
Oh, it's so illegal, but I love fashion history and I love fashion and I'm trying to pivot this into the manosphere. Well, men, they really don't get to
Men wear
enjoy
clothes.
fashion. They don't get to
Ooh,
enjoy fashion in the same way. And that's what attracted to my partner because they were so gender whatever with their fashion, like
yeah.
wearing skirts, while at the same time you can show up the next day in a beanie and like a fucking cool jacket and like you're still the same person. I wish that more men felt like they could do that. Even my partner wearing like makeup when we first met. Like I wish you could wear a full face of makeup and it's not a fucking problem. That would be great.
That that's an interesting topic and one that I feel very, very personally attached to, like, so I commend your partner for that, like, so much, like, that's, like, not somewhere where even I have been able to, like,
Hitting the
infiltrate. Yeah, boom. I'm very proud. Like, I I don't know, like, the way I would describe myself is, like, I feel a little bit imposter syndrome about, like, sometimes I feel like I'm between normie and alternative, and I'm just like, maybe I'm just on this journey where I'm
dude,
going,
literally
I'm
same.
trying every day, but
But I think
right, it's
it's a
hard.
pressure to be like so overwhelmingly alternative because so many people have co-opted alternative aesthetics that it just feels like it's like normal people are alternative now. It's like the coolest thing you can do is be normcore.
Like, no, seriously, it's like, wow, if I just start imagine I start wearing, like, slacks and polos and, like, get a
Oh,
haircut and then, I'm
I
on
mean,
camera.
that would eat with the even with the shag you got going on, man. That would be so
True.
fucking intellectual as fuck. You would look even smarter. Come
Business
on.
cash on the timeline.
Yes, exactly. On the TL. They're begging. The fans are begging, Luke.
Oh, okay, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. I'll just, like, I'll show up one day and I just look like fucking I'm in a State Farm commercial, but
Dude,
I got Jag.
that's the way to do it. I feel like so many people are embarrassed to just show up as a new person one day. That's how you show like you're cool as fuck, that you don't care about that.
Just change your skin, like, one day, like, I literally that's the funniest shit ever, like, like, if you just, like, showed up one day you're just bald, it's like, okay, and then you ignore it, you don't say anything about it.
Don't say a
Business
thing.
as usual. You don't reply to a comment that mentions it.
No, what
That's
are you
just
talking about? I've always been like this.
100%. Okay, wait, but regarding the manosphere, I literally, like, I
Yeah.
posted a TikTok. I pressed send, like, right before I even got in this call, and it was regarding, um, I made a recent video. I keep seeing these videos about women saying that they don't see attractive men anymore.
I saw your
Um,
video and I almost posted a comment, but I wasn't sure if it was even relevant, so I just deleted it.
well, you can tell me now, but, like, it's just it's so and every time I engage with men on this app, it's just so interesting to see how they engage back with me.
Mhm.
And it's I have to remind myself not to, like, give into that or let it affect me because then I start to become something I'm not. Um,
Right.
so what do I mean by this? It's just like, you know, it's so men are so quick to, if you post, you're trying to give advice to men or you're trying to explain, some kind of dating interaction. Men see that and they're just like, oh, look at this guy, look at who's he trying to
Mhm.
prove this to,
Tell me
who's he trying
about
to
it.
convince, what is he trying to do? And it's just like, bro, nothing. I am, like, single by choice. I am working on myself. I
Yeah.
don't respond to any DMs. Like, that's just not what I'm about. Like, I just want to see other men succeed mentally in ways that I have too. And it's like I'm trying so hard to figure out how to navigate that safely with
Yeah.
while coming across as, like, a reliable narrator. And I think these guys just have, like, a predisposition because of the patriarchy, to see,
Yeah.
when a man is being vulnerable, they see an enemy because he must be some kind of wolf in sheep's clothing, because
Mm,
that's not how men are supposed to act. Um,
mm,
and it's
mhm.
tough. It's really hard to engage with like the black pill community of
Yeah.
men, because it's like they are just such this like doomer like society online, and I'm like at a loss. Like I want to be like the I want to pull us out. I want to be a figure in this journey of getting men back to a good
Right.
place again. And I want to see a world where women are able to date and look at men and not, be forced to have these preconceptions of them, because
Right.
that's not good for anybody. I think men think that women relish hating men,
Oh,
especially
absolutely not. I
great
wish I
women.
didn't have to.
Right? It sounds like hell. Like, yeah. So,
I actually really love men, and I hate to say, 'cause a lot of girls will see this and say like, "Oh, you're pick me, you're blah blah blah."
yeah.
But I see men as people. I don't
Mhm.
see people's gender first. I think gender constructs are one of the worst things to ever happen to human society. I That's why I make a lot of videos for men, advocating for men who are victims of sexual assault, or men who are more feminine, and you
Yeah.
know these constraints for men hurt women just as much, but also a lot of us don't want y'all to live like this. We don't
Hmm.
want this for you. And a lot of women are brainwashed by the patriarchy to enforce that on men. And it's just like a never ending hell cycle. And I want to end it too. I'm so with you. Maybe we should work on something together, dude. Like, we
Unite
should
and
get a
do
bunch of
it.
people, a bunch of
Yeah. No.
guys, and I'll be the female consultant.
You'll you'll be the
Keep you in check.
mediator, and then absolutely, you'll interject. It won't be me though, I'm perfect, so I don't say anything
Yeah,
wrong.
exactly.
When
You'd
they're
never.
here, we'll need you to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, they will.
It's just like, um sorry.
It'll be like in movies where there's one girl and a bunch of guys. That's what makes the story interesting.
It's like, what is it? Is it the Bechdel test?
The Bechdel test, yeah,
What's
or
the
like
podcast that
the
passed the Bechdel
the
test?
the single woman theory or something. It's like when you have one girl in a group of guys, and it she's only an interesting character because she hangs out with a group of guys. That's like in every movie ever.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
allowed to have more than one female character, or the movie or show is boring.
It's like suddenly it's like that is supposed to do the work for her character, and then she ends up being like the most shallow, least interesting one on
Dude,
screen, and she's
yeah.
forced into that role. And it's like, we're doing female representation though. Like, she's in the movie. It's okay. Like, you should be
Honestly,
happy.
I haven't watched the full of Dragon Ball Z, but that's kind of how the women in Dragon Ball Z read to me, where it's just like, Bulma's a wife, the other girl, she's a wife,
Mhm.
having kids with this super strong man and having super strong children, but where's the super strong girls? I
They
mean,
get to
they're
be so
super strong. They are super
cute.
strong, but they're not Goku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and I think that when if there was more shows that had really like female or women leads, I should say, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think what is required too is to have decent male counterparts in the show.
Yes.
Because if the show is just like, oh my gosh, like this is just about women, this is about, we're making sure that we're representing women in media and they're powerful and they're cool and they're mysterious and XYZ. Okay, now it's just like this performance to prove that it can be
Yeah.
done,
Yeah.
rather than just being a regular piece of media that has supporting characters of all different sorts. Like, you know, you don't see that like I in that kind of thing. Like, I was thinking about like the Powerpuff Girls, or even an example where it's just like
Right.
there's the villain is a male, but that's the villain. There's just not really like one male counterpart that's just to show that like, hey, we all exist in the same world, and sometimes women can be the absolute focus on the story, but it's
Right.
all our story as well.
Like, even the
Um,
dad, it's like, I created these super strong girls with spice and sugar and everything nice.
mhm.
So
It's like,
women
okay,
are
so
inherently everything nice and sweet, but they're kind of badasses when you make them superheroes?
yeah.
Ew.
And it's like, oh, the most important male character in the show made them. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
cool. Like,
like, he
made them who they
literally
are.
made them, like, really made them. Like, actually
Mhm.
constructed their bodies.
Like, in a lab. No, like, give them an annoying younger brother that's there a lot or something, or make one of them
Seriously.
have, like, a crush that's there a lot. Like, do something where it's just like, this is a normal society with a normal amount of both sexes. Like, it
It's
just
another
I don't know.
thing where I really don't like when they take a traditionally male franchise and they just slap a woman actor in it, and they're like, well, this is empowering. This is James Bond, the woman. No.
Yeah,
How about a story about a woman that hasn't existed prior James Bond? You know?
right,
Like, why do we
right.
have to be female Ghostbusters and female James Bond and female Tom and Jerry? Like, why can't we just be women who have their
Mhm,
own stories based off of our experiences as women, based off of our life experience, who we are, and even like disconnecting from being a woman sometimes, framing them as a person, and that not everything is about being a woman, and that
right.
what comes along with that. Because I hate that my whole life has to be about my experience as a woman. Like, can I be a person?
Mhm. Yeah, like, men have the liberty of just feeling like a default human. Like,
Yeah,
I don't feel like anything I do, I'm doing as a man. I just feel
yeah.
like I get to just inherently feel human and, like,
I
default, like a blank slate.
Yeah, I envy that. When I was going through my, before my bad shrooms trip, I had a beautiful shrooms trip that made me
Mm,
realize a lot about myself, and realizing that I was a person. That was the first time I realized I was a person, you
mhm.
know?
That's beautiful. And it's sad too. It's like, why
What
did
the
that
fuck? Why did I need a drug to tell me I was the person? I was a
Yeah,
person. Well, the person, of course, but a person.
right, like, it's
Yeah,
like, when we realize that, you're a living human consciousness that it has nothing to do with the fact that you are a woman, the same as it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a
and
man.
it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a daughter. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a niece, you know?
Mm,
Or that I'm gonna be an aunt one day, or that I'm gonna be a grandmother. I'm a person. It
yeah.
was so empowering, and I wish that the world would try and give women a chance to feel like a person without being on a psychedelic.
Right. Yeah, no, it should not take that. I mean, obviously, as a man, it's very clear that it doesn't take that. It 100% founded on how we treat each other. And then
Yeah,
it's the worst of it too, women get with something like the Trump and the like Olympic hockey team thing,
right.
where it's like not only already must we, and there are objective reasons for separating sports by the sexes, but
Yeah.
not only are they already separated, it's like they're not separated and equal. They're separated and one is
Is,
seen as a
seen
little
as
silly.
superior.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and when it's seen as silly, this is something that I had to deconstruct with a lot of men about the WNBA. That they
mhm,
are people too, and they're just as athletic, but they are being systematically held back. It's systematic. Why does softball even exist? It is
why do
literally
you
a
exist?
slap in the face to tell women,
Yeah.
yeah, you can play baseball if the ball is soft, and it's called
Like, what are
softball.
we doing?
What is
And
that?
then and the women will be like, you know, inches taller than me, and
Yeah,
they need a, a much shorter rim and a much smaller ball. And I'm just like, do
that makes no
they? Like, I
sense.
don't know. Like,
No,
these are the best women on earth in basketball. Why do the
exactly.
best women on earth in basketball need handicaps?
Why are they being treated like college or even high school athletes?
Mhm.
And it's something I really care about is like literally how no one takes female dominated or even the female section of sports. You know, they don't fucking care about it. They don't think it's serious. And it's something that makes a lot of women not even want to participate in sport. That's why a lot of women don't, because it feels like it's not a place for us. It feels like, even when we go back to the 80s, my mom loved the movie A League of Their Own.
Mhm.
She loved baseball. She collected baseball cards. She's total tomboy, but she was
Mhm.
born way too early to be able to do any of that without being called a lesbian, without being called like, and not that that's an insult, but it's just like, what the fuck is that?
Mhm. No, yeah. It's so sad, and it's like, and you have to enjoy it as a woman because it's the
Yeah,
woman's side and it's
we're more
for you.
caring and we move slowly and fast movement spikes our cortisol. Huh?
Like,
Like I
what are we
literally had this woman convince me that I needed to spend 20 minutes in bed every morning because women need a slow start to the day.
What?
Like, what
I'm
is that based off of?
this is some propaganda I've not heard yet. It's new for me.
Yeah, she was like, "Women, listen, if you don't wanna have, like, your nervous system out of whack, remember, we have to move very slowly. That's why we like to lounge in bed rod because are you for fucking real? No, I wanna be 90 years old able to do the splits. I'm not trying to
Mm.
do that. You are trying to make me weak under a system that wants me weak, and you're disgusting for peddling that to women."
the beauty standard too, like pressuring women not to bodybuild, not to put
Oh,
on
yeah.
as, a standard amount of muscle. It's like not only is that founded on just like sexual desire from men, it's also like, why do you want to pacify women physically? Why should they
Mhm.
be told that they can't get built when
So
that
in
will
times of
literally make
war,
them
they can
safer
take
as well?
advantage of us and kill us.
Mhm. Yep. 100%. I mean, it's like I believe that on a physical and like the physicality, the difference between the male and female sex has not mattered for us as a society
Nope.
for generations at this point.
Yep.
Yet we like to act like somehow it does.
And, one of the most jacked people I know is actually one of my mutuals, Morgan.
Mhm.
She does fitness content. She's the most jacked woman. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Like, when I look at her, I just marvel. I'm like, "You are fucking awesome," and I like to
100%.
see women actually bodybuilding, actually getting strong, and even I've struggled with so much eating disorder because of this, like, I'm still getting over it. I'm not exactly a big girl, not as big as I need to not be tired
Mhm.
every day, you know what I mean? So and that has literally physically I don't know. Like, it's kind of ruined my life physically because, I don't have the stamina that I should have as a grown woman. And I
Yeah.
still find myself saying things to my partner like, "No, I can't lift weights or my shoulders would get bigger than they already are." And like, who taught me that? Who
Yeah.
taught me that? It made me so sad for myself once I realized, like, damn, what is this based off of? What am I
Right.
doing this for?
And
And
it's and
it's sick.
And I do think that, like, I think that people, on a interpersonal scale move with progressiveness faster than the society that they're in. So, like, what I
Oh,
mean is, like, if you're worried about, like, "Oh, I'm a woman and I'm worried about bodybuilding, how my shoulders look," chances are already now everybody that surrounds you would not give a shit
would
about
not
what's happening.
care.
And that's now. As on a societal standpoint, could you post your shoulders online and you're going to start seeing that? Yes, because that hasn't moved with us. But it's like it starts in the community. It starts with your actual friends. It starts with the actual people you love. And more often than not, we're ready for what we don't really believe that we are. And I'm not planning on waiting for the rest of the world to catch up with it.
That was that was beautifully said. That actually really reminded me of what Ozzy said, and, that whole thing about those comments, that reaction that you're getting from people who aren't even your loved ones, like, why should we care? That's about it. If you're not my emergency contact or you're not gonna show up for me if I'm in the hospital, I shouldn't care what you think about how my body looks. If you're not there at
Yep.
my funeral, why would I care? If you're not there at my wedding, if you're not there, why should I care?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had this moment of clarity like recently too. Like I was, I grew up as an obese kid, and I made a video about
Oh,
that,
yeah, you
and
did. Mhm.
it was funny. Like Denisha Carter freaking stitched it and made a video,
Denisha freaking
and
Carter?
yeah, yeah, so that was cool. That was like, whoa, hello, like she's so
Hello.
yeah. And there were so many video or comments on her video body shaming me. And I was just like, "What is happening?" Like it was so weird because that was actually
Wow.
something I didn't even experience on my own comment section. And it was like getting to me, and then I had that realization where I was just like, literally nobody does that in my personal life. Nobody
No,
even thinks that in my personal life. People tell me all the time how great I look. People compliment me in my personal
yeah,
life. My friends make me feel attractive. I get a amount that is like emotionally adequate and feels good of attention from the sex that I want to attract. Like all of these things that actually matter are happening in my real life. So why
and
do
that
I care? Even if I strive to be an internet personality, who the
right,
fuck cares?
and, even though I'm not one of those people, I have to say, your body is tea, skinty queen, like, it's you know what it's
Thank you.
giving? It's
What?
giving salsa, fiesta, quinceañera, bailar, feel the mu
Mhm.
feel the
Fundraising.
music, ritmo con
Yeah,
reír, bailar
thank
conmigo.
you.
Like, you're literally
And I've
looking
been
like
saying
Lady
that.
Rodriguez, Skinny Legend. That picture of her when she's all like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
I know exactly what you're talking about somehow. Yeah, that is so funny. I like Yeah, like, it's I could make I told this person on that commented, I could make a whole nother video of what it's like to have, like, one extreme body type and then go to another extreme
Dude,
body type, and then just experience, like, being shamed for it in a whole 'nother way, and it's like,
what the fuck
I
is
don't even know.
happening?
It feels like The Matrix.
I can relate with the body thing because I when I was like 13, I put on some baby weight, so I became the fat girl. And, then I got really skinny because of my eating disorder, and everyone kept telling me I was beautiful, and everyone kept telling me, "Wow, you really grew up." Everyone kept telling like, it's really a weird but then people also telling me, "Your ass is not fat enough," like, "Oh, you have no titties," like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, you're fupa," and it's like, "Bitch, I'm 110 pounds. Where's my uterus gonna go? Where's it
Yeah,
gonna
no,
go?"
totally.
Um,
Yeah, like, people can't help themselves,
mhm.
and it's crazy because people really like to punch people that are down too, and there's a loved one who I guess I won't personally name, but it's a loved one who I would have been going to the DMV with when I was a kid. Okay, so I
Yeah.
was like 15. I get my permit, and it has for some reason they need your weight on your permit. I guess it makes sense, whatever. So
Yeah.
they put my weight down, and this was like right before or right as I started to really lose a lot of weight when I was a kid. So by the time I needed a license photo, I weighed like 60 pounds less. And the DMV lady, for whatever reason, was like, "Oh, you lost a lot of weight." And I was just like, "Okay, yeah, I mean, this happened. I don't know why you're
Okay.
commenting on it." But then the loved one I was with was like, he like patted my back and he's like, "Yeah, by the time he's 18, he'll put on another 50 in muscle or something like that." I literally start crying at the DMV. Like I start
Oh,
crying in front
Luke.
of the lady, in front of other people. He was like all like shocked that I was upset and stuff. And I was like, literally, like, you have had years of my life to know this is how I feel. You've had months of me losing weight to know that this is sensitive. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
so
know.
real.
People don't get it. Like people like bodies are so personal. Like
Yeah.
it isn't until recently where I've really started to create more of a personal relationship with my mind more so than my
Yeah,
body,
than
which
my body. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I hope everybody gets there, but man, like my sense of self was so founded on my body for
Yeah.
most of my life. So it's like the most intimate attack on my person, on myself, my being to have
Right.
done that because my body was everything I ever thought about.
Yep.
Um,
Oh my god. We are every time I interview someone, I'm like, "We are more alike than I ever could have imagined."
Interlinked. Yes,
Seriously.
it's a beautiful thing.
Because even that comment about putting on muscle, for someone with eating problems or weight issues, that's not a compliment. That makes you feel like you're gonna get fat if you put on muscle. Like, it literally feels like that. It's so insidious
Yes.
and toxic, but that's real.
The scariest thing from in my mind at that moment was gaining weight, even an
Yep.
ounce. To tell me
Even
that is just
an
like
ounce.
I remember because I was pretty deep in my eating disorder. I
Mhm.
remember, thinking I needed to lose more weight, and so I would like tell my friends to call me fat and stuff because I was like, I
To
need to be
motivate
encouraged.
you? That is so
Yeah.
eating disorder behavior.
Oh
Wow.
my God, it's so bad. There's so many things like you become a silly human being when you're in
Dude,
those
because
scenarios.
when you don't have enough food going to your brain, you kind of act like a dumbass, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Also, so tired
So
all the time.
tired.
Oh my
That's why I need
gosh.
to get more active and eating more right now. I've only not been able to eat because I recently got sober from weed, so, when you do
Mm,
that, your appetite is gone, and I just feel so weak and so horrible, and I just can't
me
wait to
too.
gain weight, and
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I got to the place where I can't wait to gain weight.
100%. Yeah, I'm actually quitting, weed too.
Oh!
For a time, I don't know, I started to have some issues with it.
Yeah,
Um, I think I'm having increased, like, I started Adderall, and for my ADHD, it has been
right.
so life-changing, so beautiful, so wonderful, but
That's awesome that
unfortunately
it works for some people, I'm glad it worked for you.
yeah, it's not yeah, from what I can tell, not everybody's so lucky, but
That's awesome, it's good, you should be very happy with that, that's fucking awesome, dude. I'm happy
I'm
for
very happy, but weed does not like in my body and Adderall does not like weed at the same time,
you.
so
It's
it
true.
those impending doom is all I feel, I'm just like, "Ugh."
Yeah, it's not gonna help anxiety, that's for fucking sure, mixed with
Mhm.
Adderall. Hell
No.
nah.
No, no, but, maybe I'll be more productive. Maybe we'll be more
You
productive.
will. When I quit, I realized I wasted, like, a month, doing bullshit. I was like, fuck, I could have interviewed this person, I could have done this, I could have researched this, I could have, like, I could have made this video, I could have made this song, I could have done so much. But I didn't because I was being a dumbass.
It's a beautiful thing when it is, and then it's not,
And
and then
it's
you just need to know
not.
when that is.
You know what I've noticed too? And I hate to
Mm,
call us intellectuals, but I'll say this is a problem in the intellectual community, weed dependence. It's a big issue.
true, it's true.
A lot of my favorite scientists even, like, there's one guy, who's that guy that, the theory that we both really liked, like 2 years ago, he was talking about how he got addicted to weed in his, like, 70s. He was the guy who talked about ayahuasca. And yeah, he's this old scientist, and he's like this
Mm,
old white man, and he discovered weed later on after doing ayahuasca, and then he got addicted to it and had to make his wife keep it away from him because when you're thinking all the time, weed is dangerous. It's dangerous
mhm,
because it numbs those thoughts. It
yeah,
numbs that brain that never shuts off.
it does, and it can feel really good, and it can feel really like, "Oh my gosh, like, I'm so streamlined right now."
Yeah, but in
But
reality, you're never actually that streamlined on weed. It's
no, it's an illusion, it's a farce.
it's such
Like,
a
I
farce.
I can think just as well sober, I promise, like,
Actually, even better, like, I noticed I
probably,
was
right?
doing myself a huge disservice as a quote unquote intellectual because all the ideas that were coming into my mind, all the thought processes that I was missing out on, you know, thinking
Yeah.
is my life. I never stop thinking.
It's the best thing ever. Speaking on
Yep.
this topic, like, I feel like 6 months ago, Luke, like myself, completely different person. Like, this is the most, like, dense period of personal growth I've ever experienced in
Ooh,
my
how
life.
old are you? I w
Um,
I wonder.
I'm 21, I'm really young.
Oh, 21 is the age. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't realize you were 21. That's
Yeah.
really the age when you're like, "Holy shit. Wait a minute."
Holy shit, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's and it's true, people have always said that, and I was like, maybe," and then I got there, I'm like, "Oh my god,"
Dude,
yeah,
just
like,
wait
it's
for 24. I love my life.
yeah?
24 has
Oh,
taught me
I
so
can't
much.
wait to just be like feel peace. Like,
23
it's
might be rough, but it's a
yeah,
learning. It's for learning, and it will be
I
okay.
love learning. I'm loving it. I love to struggle because I am not somebody that wallows. I'm not somebody that, gives up when I struggle. Struggle is just it's a grindstone,
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
everything ever that I've ever achieved mentally has been after a really bad period. This period
Same.
of growth was after a breakup. Like I had a breakup like 6 months ago that coincided with me being,
Bro,
just a much more productive human now. And yeah,
bro,
it's it's good.
okay.
Yeah.
Parallel experience, bro.
Really,
Parallel
bro.
experience.
It's the way it goes, right? I mean, like,
Like, the worst thing ever, my partner almost died during
wow.
the shrooms trip, like suicide type of thing, quote unquote. It was kind of not really because I thought he had the hair dye bottle on his mouth and like shaking violently, trying to die. And I thought it was open. So I called the ambulance, but it was never opened. We found out when we came back from the hospital, we were like, oh my God, the hair dye was never opened. And I was like, thank God, because we left and the guy was like, you still have antibodies. I was like, what if you did swallow something? I don't know if you swallowed something. And then we went home, nothing was swallowed. And then my OCD tendencies was like, was there a cyanide pill under the bed and they're just not telling me about it? Like that's literally what I thought.
Wow.
Rick and
Yeah,
Morty
that
made
would be
that.
fucking crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's wow.
Then I
That
started
makes
making
me
videos, popped off. Also, my partner quit their corporate job and we started making videos right after that.
isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, fuck the corporation.
Yeah, fuck a corporation. I want this to be my job so bad. I wanna think for a living. Are you kidding me? Um Yeah, but like, so I just feel so different now, and I'm pretty eager to. That sounds crazy. I'm not itching for it, but I'm interested in having another shroom trip because I've had two, and one was not enjoyable, one was
Right.
incredible, and then but now I'm just like I feel like my mind is anew, and I just want to
No,
see
my
what that.
partner doesn't like this, but I have really wanted to do them again by myself, and they won't let me because of this shared fear that we have of someone trying to kill themselves.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty valid reason not to wanna do. I never had anything like that. I was just, I would, the last time I did shrooms, I was making beats in my head to the sounds of my own vomit, and it was like this really
That's kinda
interesting
awesome.
It was actually really cool, like, like it was like the synth in the melody in the
Yeah.
track was My Vomit, and the beat was made from car noises I could hear from the highway that was coming from the window
Can you
in
hear
the
him now?
bathroom.
Hmm.
It was like yeah, it was so awesome, um, and then I was fine, and I came back, and I just was, like, looking at myself a lot, and whenever
Dude,
I trip, everything just feels like a movie, and if everything feels
same.
like it's a movie scene, and so
Yeah.
I kept saying, like, "New clip," whenever we'd, like, join it, like, go to a new room, and that became, like, the joke of the night, and we'd be like when shit got too real, we'd be like, "We need a new clip, we require a new clip right now," and so then just
That
change settings. Awesome.
that might be the way to do it. New clip, I got you, because it
Mhm.
does feel like a movie, you know? Like, this last time, whoa. Like, not the last time, but the time before it, whoa. Like, whoa, dude. I don't know. That's
Right?
why I wanna go back to it, because I was able, because 'cause I'm going through working through the fact that I was assaulted as a child, and I haven't processed that before the shrooms trip, and I wanna go on the shrooms trip so maybe I can process it, because I processed a lot about the sexual assault I experienced when I was older during the
Yeah.
shrooms trip, and I'm completely fine. Like, it
Oh.
completely helped me work through it. So I'm like, "Will this work for the one that happened that really fucked me up?" I really hope so.
That could be super interesting. I've never, tripped with any sort of prior intention, so that is interesting.
Dude, when
Well, I
you have,
guess
like,
what
a
I'm describing
goal
is I would next time, though. What?
when you have a goal, it's so awesome because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like it's but sometimes it'll switch it on you. Where it'll be like, "Oh,
Mm.
you wanna work through this? Well, we're gonna make it real fucking scary for you right now."
Uh,
It's like, "What the
I don't
fuck,
think
dude?"
so. It's like, "No, I please bring me back."
Yeah,
That's
like,
funny.
"Oh, dude, never take shrooms tablets from the vape store, okay?"
I wouldn't have, but thank you for letting me know. Thank you
Because
for
before the
explaining.
hospital, dude, we were watching music videos that we love. We were watching, like, TLC music videos, we were watching, like, Kevin Campbell, we were just listening to a lot of R&B, basically.
Mhm.
Um, and the music videos were physically changing, rewinding without us touching the remote. Music would rewind in real life. It was fucking weird. It was, like, so scary, and
That's
there were
crazy.
people being added to the music videos, and, like, there were eyes in the back of the music it was and they were glitching, and they were like,
It's
"I
terrible.
don't want no scrub." Like, what the hell? Candy Rain is the one song that traumatized me. My love, do you ever dream of candy colored
Oof.
raindrops? Yeah, that beautiful
We were
song?
watching We would watch, like, the ciphers, like, the rap ciphers when we were on things,
We
and I
yeah, that's
remember
a must for shrooms, dude, that's a must.
so fucking funny, like, we watched the 2016 one,
Yeah,
and,
the favoriteest one, the best one, the funniest one.
yes, and it's Kodak right at the end, and
Yes,
he's like,
it's
"Who the
gold.
fuck hop on this sorry
Yeah,
ass beat?" It
the
was so fucking funny, and we were like I remember watching this, and, like, remember, I've watched this t dozens of times
yeah.
before, but I'm tripping, and I'm watching it, and there's 30 rappers on the screen, and I'm like I remember asking my friends, Was the class always this big?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
No, dude,
I'm like, "Dude, who is this guy?" And it's like some, like, white dude in a collared shirt, and I'm like, "What the fuck is he about to say?" Like, I don't remember this class being this big. And then he gets
AI
there, and he
generated.
starts, like, singing McDonald, like Old McDonald had a farm, and I'm like, "Y'all, they were on some weird shit a decade ago, like, what is going on?" Um, great experience, actually. I
That's
love it.
so funny.
Yeah.
Like, you were just like, "Wait, I don't recognize, like, why is there 30 more rappers here? What's going
Why
on?"
is there 30 of them?
And
And,
Timothée
like
Chalamet is just in the background dressed as Timmy Tim, like,
no, seriously,
Vanilla Ice is
my
there.
Vanilla Ice is there. He is
Ice-T.
fighting Eminem. Like,
The
I
guy
don't
from what's that movie? Bring It On? What's
the
the
guy from
movie?
Bring It On,
The guy,
the
the guy that's in Abbott Elementary, is this the same guy? Is that the same movie I'm talking about? Or is it's the rapping movie from the Disney Channel? What the hell is it called?
oh,
Where he does the
I
rap battles.
is the jump roping movie right
No,
now.
that was Corbin Blue. That was
That
Corbin
was
Blue. Yeah,
um,
Everybody Hates Chris guy, did
Everybody
it.
Hates Chris guy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
when he was in that Disney Channel original where they were, like, doing rap battles. And it was just so stupid, bro. You need to watch it if you haven't. It's so funny. It's so funny watching him, like, try to be tough and stuff. It's so funny.
Wild 'N Out if it was awesome.
Dude, are you
Ugh.
talking about Wild 'N Out now?
Now I am thinking about Wild 'N Out, which
My
I never really
partner was
watched
on an
it.
episode, and they never aired it because it was so bad and boring.
Really?
Yeah, he was in
Oh,
the crowd of
no.
one of the episodes, and it never aired.
That's so funny. Did you get to meet Nick Cannon at least?
Oh, yeah, well, you got to see him, I think, didn't you? Yeah, Nick Cannon.
He
That's
was there. Did he have any of his 14 baby mamas there? Let me know. That man and him and Elon Musk are competing for the world record, I think.
dude, literally, I can never forgive him for oh, it was at Tyler Perry Studios here in Atlanta.
What happened at Tyler Perry? Was that at
Oh, a lot, but Wilding Out was shot there.
okay, well, I know Tyler Perry. I know some of
The
the
most evil
horrors.
man in Atlanta? Tyler Perry? Yeah. Oh, I can't hear. Did my AirPods die, maybe? I can hear you now.
Hang on.
Of course. Don't worry. We have technical issues every single podcast. It's kind of a tradition.
Guys, I'm back. Did I ruin everything?
No, trust me.
Okay, good. Did the recording mess up because I did that?
Oh,
Oh, no.
no, because we're recording in a very convoluted way. It'll work. It'll be fine.
We got risk mitigation in this bitch. Okay, I
No,
get it.
literally.
Okay,
Don't
cool.
worry.
Um, yeah, no, I've heard about, Tyler Perry getting into some freaky behaviors, to say the
Mhm.
least,
He's
but I
quite
honestly
the
don't know
freak.
much about it. Mhm.
Ooh-wee.
How long have you been in Georgia?
Oh, man, maybe 5 years now.
Oh, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
What brought you there as an OG Georgian?
So, what brought me there?
Mhm.
My partner, definitely my
Oh,
partner, because I basically escaped my abusive mom's house, and he drove all the way to Tennessee like 2 times to pick me up, but the second time
mm,
it was forever. So,
wow. That's
yep.
beautiful.
It
Yay.
really changed my life, and I resonate more with Georgia than I ever did Tennessee, even though I used to love Tennessee and I love Georgia, and I understand what Ray Charles was talking about because I love Georgia. This is like the most state in America,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And it's just so special, such a special place. It's such a melting pot. I think it embodies America, and it's uh,
Oh.
I don't know. I feel the same way about the DMV area. That's why I also really miss it because it is the most melting pot in the United States for me. Like I don't meet many other Middle Eastern or Egyptian people here, so the DMV is full of them. So I felt really at home because I'd go to the mall and I felt like I was in the Middle East. You know.
Mhm. That's so cool. I really wanna visit the East Coast more. I've never been to Georgia. I really wanna go to Savannah.
Oh,
Um,
dude! My brother, my siblings used to live in Savannah before they moved back to the Middle East. I could show you around. I know Savannah in and out. I have the best spots.
the Momo Universe trip to Savannah.
Dude, I'm literally planning trips with all my peers right now. Like, I love you guys. I've met the best people I've ever met in my life, and I'm just so happy. And that's why I keep inviting people to things. And also, like, there might be a Momo party in May if you're in
Mm,
Georgia. Or if you end up in Georgia in May, you're invited. I'm trying to organize a Momo party for viewers as well as peers as well as friends. Um, so I can
be so
perform, but
cool.
also just have fun.
That'd be so cool. I'd love to I would be so down to do this. I love to imagine I'm a big daydreamer and I'm always constantly like
Same.
life could look like, right? And so it's like this is such a pipe dream of like online like personality, like whatever, the careerist mentality. And
Right.
it's like I remember watching like YouTube documentaries about like old like creator groups and is like and then they were partying together when they were had like 100 subscribers and I'm just like, oh, that could be all of us
Yeah.
before we go Hollywood and switch up on everybody.
Exactly.
Like,
Before we act like we don't know nobody. I was just
yes,
talking
we're
about this
acting
with my
like
friend right
I'm
before this
just it's
podcast.
my main goal. It's my main
It's
goal.
my main goal. Ha 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 ha.
Dude, his
Because
grills, oh,
oh my god, fucking
they're fire.
tough. So fire.
That is
And
one of my favorite videos of all time, and, like,
he
none of my friends get it.
dude, how do they not get it, dude? What the hell? This is like the funniest video ever.
It is, and I aspire to be that way.
Me
It's my
too,
motto.
dude. Like, that's always been me where it's like, I know that I wanna take people along for the ride, but at the same time, I know that I can, and honestly, it'll feel kinda good to know that I can. I don't know. But
I agree, I agree.
because the people who I need to be with me are gonna be with me, like, my mother-in-law is gonna get a Birkin bag. I don't care, like, it's gonna happen. Um, like, my
Oh,
siblings will go to college, like, everyone is going to college. All my homies go to college. All my homies
exactly how
get
I
set
feel.
up for life. But not the ones who are, like, secretly ops, because fuck them.
Well, fuck that. Like, yeah, like I texted my siblings the other day and I was like, if I'm ever rich, y'all's cars getting paid off. Your
Exactly.
my sister just replied, she was just like, I'm poor in your dreams. I was like, bruh, that's not the point. I just love
Dude,
y'all.
and no, but they are because that's the motivator, and
Yeah, yeah,
w
exactly.
what's
I have to
interesting
pay it
is
all up.
me and my brother are in a race for fame. He wants to be on in the NBA, and I wanna be bigger than Michael Jackson. We're just, like, racing to see who does it first.
That's so awesome. Do you
Dude,
think he'll get in the NBA?
oh, yeah. I'm manifesting it for him every day. He's so tall. He's, like, 6'6". He's only, like, 16 or something, so I think he's a shoo-in. He cares about it. It's his passion. I don't know. I just want him to do it because I wanna have and sure, I'll say my last name because it's the most common last name in the Middle East. I want a jersey with the word Muhammad on it. I want that. The world will be changed when that's going to sell out so fast, dude.
It will.
Like,
Wait, that's even true. I didn't think about that.
yup.
Mohammed.
So it's just like
Mm,
I've always been a dreamer since I gained consciousness, and I just want my siblings to dream that same exact way because it's not impossible. Nothing is.
no, it isn't. It isn't. I mean, someday they'll be saying "Peace be upon him" after every fucking swish, and you know what? It's gonna be
Exactly.
glory.
They're gonna say
Peace be upon the
"Mashallah"
Supreme. They
every time he's
will,
green.
absolutely. Oh my gosh, inshallah, they will get a title, they will get a chip, like, it's
Inshallah, you'll get a belt,
yes,
a ring.
inshallah, it's a Birkin, like, it's all coming together, actually. No, it's beautiful, and, like, I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to do cool things like this and, like, starting to make more than like, from TikTok, like, a little bit of money and stuff. It's like, I'm talking to my friends about this, and we're all just collectively like, "Yo, if you keep doing this, like,
Yeah,
something could happen," and it's
and
like, this is
something
the
already
closest
has.
most tangible. Right, right. This is it's happening now. Like, that's something I'm like, have to pinch myself to realize because it's like, even if it's not my career right now, this is so fun. I never thought I'd do this, and you're dancing, and we're having a great time, and it's
And
awesome.
you know what's
That's all I
amazing? I
Mhm.
still have the same exact life I did before I blew up. I didn't become spontaneously rich. I still live in a slightly dirty room and still see kind of struggling for a meal. And
Right.
but this is going to be the times that I'm like, that's what keeps me quote unquote humble.
Yeah.
Remembering this is where I was the happiest, most
Mm,
likely. And I
yeah.
just being here, but at the same time, I got to remind myself to not hold myself back to stay here because I'm so comfortable here. But at the same time, it must move on. But the fact that it didn't move on so quick, I'm grateful. And that's the
Mhm,
thing that I think a lot of
absolutely.
people don't appreciate.
I think a hack to living in the moment is to dwell on the future in a healthy way because it's like if you are so sure about where your life is headed, it becomes so much more beneficial and you have this incentive to enjoy where you are now because it's like you're already preparing to be nostalgic for a time you're currently in. So it's like a warm hug that's just like
Yes,
enjoy what
that
we're
never
doing now.
stops giving, that never
Yeah.
stops hugging.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's very good. And when all that is going on, it becomes almost impossible to dwell on the past, at least for me.
Dude,
And I have been learning how to do that, and it's great.
like, I don't think about my past at all anymore. I don't think about it. The only thing I thought about recently was, like, being molested as a kid because I never really processed it, but then I was
Right.
like, "Yeah, I was molested as a kid, but now I'm me, and I did everything that I would have wanted to do as a kid." Like, I would think I was the coolest, and even though I'm not healed from that, the little girl in me deserves to know how cool and happy with myself I am, regardless of what happened to me. That I didn't give up because of that, and that I found myself out of the paralysis I was in because I was in paralysis for years after that. I stopped making music when I was 9 because that happened to me when I was 9, you know? But then
Yeah,
I found it again through someone who loves me. Someone
yeah.
who saw my talent and was like, "You have a talent for making music. You have a talent for speaking. You have a talent for all of these things." And all of the things I believed as a kid were confirmed in real life. And
Mm,
I know it's based off of someone else's validation, but someone who sees me, yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take
mm.
that and I'm going to try and be kind to myself and learn how to see myself that way. you know?
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Yeah, I love it. And that should create a track record for yourself that only makes you more sure about where you're going again because you've already done it in a way. And you are somebody that has achieved all of the things that you as a little girl and these experiences that you had of maybe telling yourself, like, I don't know anymore. But
Right.
even though she didn't know, you know now. And so you can know forever because you've already done that. And it's a great thing. It's really nice to think that way. And I appreciate that. I resonate.
Hell yeah. It's just nice to talk to people who get it, because that's all I ever want to teach when I'm doing the self-help shit. That's really all I ever want to teach people is like, my life was the worst. I had the worst self-esteem of any person you would ever meet. Like anyone can vouch for that. I thought horrible, horrible things about myself, had a horrible upbringing, probably the worst sob story you'll ever, not ever hear. There are worse situations, but it's pretty fucking bad. And I
Yeah.
didn't let that ruin my life. And people say, oh, well, you're not respecting victims by saying don't have a victim mentality. A victim mentality would have probably led to the end of everything for me. If I didn't get out of that, I would not have done anything and I would have hated my life, would have hated myself even more.
Mhm.
And I would have become an abuser. I would have become
Yeah.
an abuser 100%.
A victim mentality perpetuates a cycle of victimhood. I mean, like if you are somebody that is if you prefer to dwell, it's
Yeah.
really hard. It's really hard to grow. It's really hard to heal because you are finding solace in it in a way
Yeah.
that isn't healthy. Isn't it's not erasing it. It's putting a band-aid on it. It's just
Yeah.
it's a victim has a neutral connotation. It's an adjective. It's something that
Yeah.
you are or something that
It
you
shouldn't
aren't.
it shouldn't be so emotionally charged, because that
Mhm.
keeps a lot of victims in victimhood.
Yeah.
And I think especially with the Tumblr and like the romanticization of things like mental illness and struggle and abuse and trauma, where a lot of us growing up interlinked sex with trauma because of
Mm.
Tumblr, and because a lot of us, more people than will admit, have been touched as kids. And I understand why they wouldn't want to admit that. That is hard. Everyone has been touched as a kid almost. It's like everybody. Um, but it's just like, where was I going with that? Where was I going with that?
We're talking about victimhood. We're talking about staying
I
in the
was just
victim mentality,
I was just thinking
dwelling.
about, damn, that sucks that everyone's been touched, but it's just like,
It made me think, and I was like, I guess I have too, and it's just something I don't even think about ever. Like you're kind of
yep. That's
yeah,
that's literally the journey of someone who's been victimized. I don't know what happened. Oh shit. Oh my god, someone said something. Oh my god, did this happen to me? Like
yeah,
that's how I found out by talking to my partner about like, like this happened when I was a kid. I got proposed to when I was a kid, and they were like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, I started thinking about it more. And I was like, wait, something happened. Why did he propose to me? That has the connotation that he did something to me.
yeah.
So, like that process, I wish that everyone could get through it without come out unscathed,
Mhm.
and how you do that is processing it. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta face it head on.
Yeah. It's really uncomfortable, but I think the world needs to get more comfortable with being uncomfortable, and social media doesn't help. Convenience culture doesn't help. A lot of things don't help, but you got to help yourself at the end of the day, don't you?
Don't you? Yeah, you do.
Don't you wish your trauma was solved like me? Don't you wish you could work through it like me? Don't you?
Don't you in me healed like me.
Hey. Oh,
Someday, someday, someday when there's the time, when there is the space for it, and when we're
yeah.
awesome and rich and famous,
Yeah.
we gotta make music too.
You're
Um,
invited, bro. You can do this today. I make music all the time. It's my passion. I just don't release anything because I'm.
I love it too. It's just not like
It's
I don't know.
okay.
I just don't have time for it.
Yeah, dude. It's
Sad.
really same for me right now. I'm just like working on building this empire for real, and like
Yeah. No, for
it's
sure.
it's very much what I keep mentioning Ozzy, but we keep talking about things about what we talked about, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is connecting. But like
Mhm.
how they were talking about, they did all this so that they could get their music career like off the
Yeah.
ground, and I was like, oh god, same. So I'm glad like I'm not alone in this. Like, yeah, of course we want to make music. We're human beings.
No, absolutely. It's so integral to just like being a human is wanting to make music, I think. I mean, there's levels to it. Like for me, like I love and adore singing. I was in choir for 9 years.
Okay, choir buddy.
Sang- okay, okay. I sang for my state. I went to competitions. I
Wow.
sang with Beach Boys, like, it was this a whole thing, like
Luke,
yeah.
Beach Boys cover, me and you. Beach Boys cover, me and you,
Beach Boys
okay?
cover, Beach Boys cover. I
Dun,
would
dun,
so do
dun,
it.
dun, 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 dun.
It was so old, it was crazy. Yeah, and I was like a little kid, but anyway, I digress. Like for me, like I want to establish myself in what I'm doing now, and
Right.
then just someday just like quietly drop a project because that's just like a passion, you know. So
Hell
if
fucking
you don't,
yeah.
if you're not into music, I do not trust you. I don't trust you at
Seriously,
all. Like,
how could you not wanna at least make music? I don't understand.
right. Like I can't help but there's a lot of issues with him, and I don't really stand any person. Like I don't really stand many
Yeah,
personalities
it's
on,
not it's
but
honestly weirdo behavior to stan. It's kinda
be a
strange.
fan, don't be a stan. So,
Yeah.
it just to an extent how I feel about someone like Hassan Piker, where it's like, how could I not be a fan of some of what he is given what
Yeah.
I want to do
My
and
little
who I am?
brother has a passion for political science too, and he
Yeah,
absolutely got into it. Yep.
and I understand his position in the space it's very important. He doesn't listen to music. I don't trust him. That's so fucking strange. Like, I'm sorry, like he talks about this all the time, how he, like, doesn't listen to music, and I'm just like,
Okay, psychopath.
I'm like, what is actually wrong with you? Like, I can't do this. I can't do this. This is why I'm not your stan. No, there's other reasons, but it's like, wow. I love music so much.
I I I absolutely love music. I absolutely adore it. And I will just give you one. I just wanted to let you know that the camera only shoots for a certain amount of time, so we have about like 15 minutes, but I still want to
Yeah,
like,
sure.
yeah, let's keep talking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I just didn't want the camera footage to shut off, and then it's like, fuck, we didn't actually like.
We're unprepared. We can outro this thing if you
Let's
want. We
outro this
could.
thing.
Mhm, mhm,
You
mhm.
can't see me.
Not me
I don't
neither.
know
Not
why
me
I did
neither.
the John Cena thing, but it
I
just
was,
felt right.
you said the thing too. I just thought that's what you
Yeah.
were going for. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't see
I don't
me.
know why I did it. I have no fucking idea.
Here we are again.
I was just like, what the fuck's
Okay.
happening? But what the hell were we saying? I'm sorry.
Inner peace. We're there. We're done. We're talking about the camera. We're talking about outros. We're
Music.
talking about music. We were
Da, 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 and how people who don't listen to music are psychopaths. And actually, that's one thing about Islam that I really don't like. The prohibition of listening to music. What?
dancing too.
Yeah, even though
It's like,
Egyptian culture is all about music and dancing, that's all we do all day. Like, we're like,
mm,
hey, 20 cousins, let's have a party on a random Tuesday morning. Like,
right.
what are you fucking
Also, the
talking
fact
about?
that your culture is millennia older than Islam. It's like, okay, but Islam is the authority on putting a vice grip on your culture. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
This is amazing.
it's really awesome, actually. Wow. No, but it's funny because we practice a lot of ancient Egyptian traditions that we don't acknowledge. It's really weird. Like our graves being in a far away land, like the pyramids.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, living people don't live near the dead. Oh my God, just like in ancient Egypt.
Running irrigation. Like,
Dude, dead ass running irrigation. And one thing, there's this one specific ancient Egyptian tradition where a newborn baby is put into a bowl and you throw it around in the bowl while you throw a knife around it. That's not Muslim. I know that's not Muslim. That's some ancient shit, bro.
that's so fucking crazy.
I
It's
remember
just
being
like,
a little kid watching this, like in a stranger's house. I don't even know who these people are. I don't know the baby. And I'm just like, oh my God, the baby's gonna die.
oh my God, I would be so fucking terrified. What
Core
are we doing?
memory. I could never forget that.
We're not really supposed
Like,
to do that. Put babies in pots with knives.
um, I think it's like when it's a newborn, when it's like been alive for a few months, and then it's just supposed to protect it or something. But one Islamic a thing that we do is whisper the Quran into a baby's ear as soon as it's born. And one of my friends said this, and it really resonated with me. That is the first step of indoctrination in Islam.
Yeah,
Whispering the Quran into your ear when you're a baby. That's subliminal messaging.
yeah.
Yeah.
First thing you ever remember.
Yeah. I bet that happened to me, and I'm just like, oh my God, it didn't work. Haha.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was born in
That's
fucking Egypt, in dirt hospital, dirt floor hospital, like, they definitely
but
did
they
that.
made sure to do that. But they made sure to do that.
Yeah, and the nurse left my mom alone the whole procedure, but then she showed up at the end. I wonder what she did.
Oh my God, dude. I
That's how giving birth is in the third world. Yeah, you
Mhm,
get left alone in a room for 12 hours. The doctor doesn't check up on you. The nurses don't. They don't help you through the birth or anything.
mhm. It's just like a natural birth, but with added trauma. It's like you might as well just do it at
Yeah.
home at that point,
And
like
my mother's a white woman. She didn't have to do that.
yeah. Ugh. And
She
didn't
could
your
have had me in
mom
the States. Hmm.
really enjoy having children too? I think I've heard you
Oh, yeah. She
that
loved
see, that would've been it for me, right? Like, that would've been, it's over.
it's so disturbing. It's so disturbing because she's like loves being pregnant, loves giving birth, loves having tons and tons of kids. And I try to make these videos without being super rude about mothers. But like when you
Yeah.
have a mother like that, you kind of don't really fuck with mothers all that much.
Also, like, child addiction is a real thing. Like, having pregnancy addiction is a real thing, and it ought to be chastised. Like, there's, people aren't. It's like choice feminism. It's like not
Yeah,
everything is like, altruistic just because it's a mother doing it. It's because it's a mother making a choice. Like, no, that's just not how that works. And that
it's
ought to
absolutely
be get called out. Yeah.
yeah, I think we put mothers on such a pedestal, but at the same time treating them like dirt, it makes no fucking sense. The moment you want to actually speak out about bad mothers, they put them on the pedestal. The moment you want to speak about single mothers and the struggle they go through, they treat them like dirt and they're like, "Oh, well, they didn't go through all that." It's just like such a weird thing. And with my mother, it's really contentious because she was an abuse victim several times, but at some point she started choosing the abuse. At some point she started being a participator in the abuse.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, my whole life, I don't think she ever not once participated. So it's just like it's weird because a lot of mothers try to frame themselves as this hero. My mom was like, "Well, I got a restraining order from your dad and he was punching you, so I saved you. But I'm not going to do that for any of my other children because I needed to prove it only once that I was a good mother." You know? So it's to the point where my siblings live in a different house than my mother. She bought a different house for my sisters to live in, and she lives in a house with her new husband and two new kids.
2 new kids too, and
Both
they're
boys.
hers?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And they're
Yeah,
Egyptian. She married an Egyptian man for like the third time.
really.
The
I
second
gotta
man was Moroccan, but North African. Come on.
North African fetish on top of all of this.
Mm. If you saw
Oh,
her,
what
you
do
would
we
just be like, this makes so much sense.
really?
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah.
White people, my people. What are we doing?
Your people need to do you can fix them. You can save them. You
I
can save them.
will. I'll teach us how to do far more and far less, like, respectively. You
I just
know
think a lot of white Americans need a stronger connection to their culture because there is such a thing as American culture, like white American culture. They just don't.
Yeah.
They're not proud of it. They scream white pride while being ashamed. It's yeah.
It's just so fucking misguided, and it's also weird as, like, somebody who I'm white and, my mom's I'm Latino on my mom's
Oh
side,
my
and
god,
so
based. That's
yeah, so
cool.
based, right? Um, and
Mi
it's like
gente
but, like,
Latino.
hey, soy Latino. But realistic, men. Sorry, never mind. I'm gonna give up now.
No.
Um, I'm a white guy, right? And so it's like I would always present that way. I would never not be that way. Like I'm a white guy. But knowing that there is this like cultural identity that I feasibly could latch onto more. It's like, oh, I want to so bad, but we're just so culturally white American, and so it's just like a lot of us white people really wish we had something, but
I mean, I would
that
say
instead of being angry about that, enjoy or respect that we do have a culture and that there is a culture as white Americans. Everybody
yeah.
has a culture. It just looks different.
It just looks different, and you can take Southern white American culture and compare it to Northern white American culture and Midwestern. It's all culture. There's culture, but I do have to say, um, you could totally delve into your culture so much more in your haircut. Your haircut, that's a
Mhm.
Latino haircut you got, and it's beautiful. It's
Thank
so
you very much.
yeah. I feel like that's
I
already you got a representation on you. Like who even invented that? I bet it was Latinos because they
probably
always suited it so well.
This is ethnicity affirming care right now. Um,
Exactly.
it's
I
it's
need that
funny, like,
too.
my siblings are so, like I love them, we're all baddies, but, like, they just have
Hell yeah.
they have very light brown hair. I look very pale in this lighting, but I'm
Yeah.
tanner than them and
Dude,
stuff, and so it's
same.
like
Same.
yeah, it's like, "Oh, I got all them I got all of it, sorry, y'all."
Sorry, y'all. I
Okay.
got the superior. No offense to white people. Superior.
I got like GMOs, like, I'm
Yeah.
in this.
It's
Mm.
Latino GMOs. Come on. Wait,
I wouldn't
Latinemos. Latino.
Latinemos. Latinemos. I really wouldn't ask. I like. I don't know how to not sound weird saying this, but I don't think I could ask for a. I wouldn't want a different ethnicity to be like part of,
Yeah.
like mixed with. I don't know. Like I like being. I like knowing that there's that side of our family. I guess. So I just fuck
I
with Latinos so heavy. They're just
mm,
awesome.
me too,
I'm in
bro.
Texas.
I
Yeah.
really I love mi gente. I love them, but no, seriously, but I wouldn't wish to be anything but white and Egyptian mix because that informs who I am. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, that's me. But I do it's so sad to say that we have to wrap up.
Yes. No worries. I think I'm gonna meet my mom for dinner. So
Oh,
I'm
hell yeah.
hell yeah. Yeah. I'm
Ye
excited.
yes, sir. I guess let's do
So
a little outro.
yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love
Wow.
outros.
Thank you so much, Luke, for coming on Yapology 101. It was such a pleasure.
It was a pleasure being here. It was an honor. It was a great time. We yapped for so long. I hope it was enjoyable.
It was so
Uh,
enjoyable. Oh my god.
Super awesome and mega cool, I would say.
I Pog has been taken by the right wingers, but it was Pog.
It is Pog, and and I just don't let it happen. We just need to keep saying it. It's like
You need
with
to reclaim
bass.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's all ours.
Well, I guess I'll end it off here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.